got that first round. Wait on people to get in here. I got it set up now where it's like subscribers and only speak. Only subscribers. Oh, she's in the house. She can come out here. Probably. She might come out here. It's cold out here. Hey, Melissa. We got a little order in the chaos. We got set up where only subscribers can type in and leave messages. Good. A little order. It's been kind of chaotic. Maybe that was a key in the, something in the tool belt I could have used already. Cool. We got some things to show you today. Thank you so much, Melissa. Like I said, we'll do some call-in in a little while. Videos to look at. It's pretty cool. Hey, Miss Francis. How you doing? Thank you. Kenny Sampson, yeah, he's doing good. How'd the tango go, Miss Tammy? How's tango? Prayed for tango. Told you I would. Oh, sorry, I didn't do looking at the camera. Maybe a little bit at the camera. I like to look at the screen. Got a little order in the chaos. Maybe we'll not have so much riff raff from here. I guess sometimes it feels like we had to bounce people more than we want to. So we made it where subscribers can only comment. At least be a subscriber of 5 minutes. Okay. At least be a subscriber of 5 minutes. Thank you. No, it's not real loud, Mike. That's a little too loud, huh? Just waiting on to see who else coming. Oh, he had to have surgery. Is he doing okay? Not like he's gonna do okay if he had surgery. Still getting videos in. From people all over the place. So we will take a look at a lot of these. But yeah. How's your days going, huh? What do you think about all the stuff that's going on, huh? Like, let's see if I can find this. Look at this here. I know you guys are watching this too. Oh. This is crazy. Like, what are they doing over there? They killed El Bucho, and all of a sudden, everything's just going nuts. Take a look. Oh, El Mucho. Oh, let me get some of that song now. I got 2 things going. Make sure I don't. All right, let's take a look. Ooh, I guess I hit the wrong thing. That's kind of wild, huh? Look, Mexico's on fire. They're just burning it up. Cartels are tearing it up. I don't know what's going on over there, but they're definitely tearing the place up. There's people on lockdowns over there. We've got Americans stuck over there in hotels and what have you. And they're scared to death. I mean, in fact, I think Dishpan said like one of his family members is over there. Crazy, huh? Yeah, they're tearing it up over there. Where's everybody at? I guess they don't see it out here yet.
Welcome back to
I didn't
Live
put it up
from
till
Boston.
exactly
I'm
6
Donna
o'clock.
Scalzi.
So
We are following some developing news out of Mexico.
yeah,
The
let's take a
Mexican
look. Let's
army
take a look
says
at the.
they killed a powerful cartel leader during an operation meant to capture him. The Defense Department says the leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel was wounded during that operation about 2 hours from Guadalajara, and he later died while he was being flown to
This is nuts,
Mexico
guys.
City.
Then you
And
got,
this is
well,
a
I guess
very
some people might be
powerful
watching
cartel there in Mexico. The leader now killed
Trump's
by the
inaugural, what
Colombian
is it?
army, according to the Defense Department
The
there. For more on
yearly
this,
address or
let's bring in
whatever.
Chris Dalby. He is an investigative journalist and
Might find
author
that more
of
interesting than this
TJNG,
channel.
a guide to Mexico.
But this is nonstop, y'all, nonstop. And then Iran, we're talking about putting boots in Iran, or they're already doing it. They're gonna do so. Little biscuit, little dog. That's right, little biscuit. Yeah, State of the Union. There's probably a lot of people watching State of the Union. You know, I don't know. I didn't know how it would go, but I had some few things to show. Hey, Tanya, what are you doing? Yeah, State of the Union. That's what I figured. I do I have it set up for subscribers, or does it take 5 minutes for a subscriber to be able to get in here? I don't know what it really. I thought it meant that you had to be a subscriber of 5 minutes or longer. That means, oh no, that's what I did wrong. That's why. Did you guys take 5 minutes to get in here? Did it? Did it? I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know what that feature meant. I thought it meant you had to be of 5 minutes. Oh no! So did all you wait 5 minutes to get in here? That's the problem. That's the problem. Somebody needs to tell me what's up. Did you wait, Tanya? Did you wait 5 minutes to get in here, or did you just came in? Did you come straight in? I have to watch the 5 minute for I can't talk. No, 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 no. I didn't mean for. I'll go out of here and come back in. I'll go back in. Look, let me go out back. Let me go out back out of this. Let me back out of this. I did not mean to do this. I will fix it real quick. Will y'all come right back? I'll fix it. I did not mean to do this. Let me go out of this live and I'll come back right back in and fix it. Y'all okay with that? I'm sorry. I don't want it set up like that for everybody else. I didn't know that's what it meant. See, I was checking it out because it's for Saturday night. Saturday night we're gonna set it up like that, private, and all that. I'm so sorry. I never know what these things will do. I set it for less commercials. Vicky, I'm sorry about the 5 minute thing. I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. Everybody will be mad at me. Everybody will be mad at me. I didn't mean to do that. I set it up for subscribers only, so it shouldn't have been. All I can do is go out of this live and fix it. I think that's it. Fix it when, like go out and come back in unless I can go to settings here, maybe. I don't know. That's ugly. I didn't mean to do that. Advance. Let's see if there's something I can do about this. That's horrible. I did not mean to do that. Well, I'm just trying to stop the riffraff, and it's not everything you do. You tweak something and reboot. All right, I'm gonna reboot. I'll be back, guys. I'm sorry, Diesel. While everybody's waiting to get in here, I did not mean to do that, but I was trying to make it harder for bad things. It's 5 minutes wait after subbing is started. I thought it's standard. That's standard. Okay, let me go out. I'll fix it. Let me fix it. I'll just come right back in. Well, everybody's waiting to come in here anyway. Look at it. Everybody's showing up. It don't matter. I'm sorry. Hey guys, it won't do it like that again tomorrow. I was trying something out for Saturday night because we're going private on Saturday nights. The way I understand it is you can play whatever you want to in private, and we're gonna just jam out Saturday night. We're not gonna worry about nothing and nobody locking us out, nothing like that. We're just not gonna worry about growing. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just do it like that. All right, cool. Then I'll just, since everybody's already coming in, I mean, I really thought everybody would be mad not come in. You know who told me to set it up like that was your son, Tanya. Yeah, he told me to set it up like that. Or he told me about it, and then I checked it out, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." But I thought it meant you had to be a subscriber of 5 minutes or longer, not you had to wait 5 minutes or longer to get in the chat. Especially, so good to know. It's a pretty cool feature, but it's not cool for tonight. But still cool. Um, I figure some people won't have, the bad people won't have patience like that. The demons, the trolls. They like to get me, guys. They like to get me. Yeah. Man, we were watching. I've got some cool little video. I want to show y'all something. Y'all want to take a look at something cool? I pulled up earlier. Sumter, sorry about this, dude. I mean, sorry. Sorry. Didn't mean the 5 minute thing. I'm trying to apologize to everybody coming in. I need to put a post up. Sorry to everybody. I'm sure if y'all had to wait on somebody else's live before, hadn't you? But yeah, other than that, yeah. Let me show you this cool video that I have found. Somebody told me about it, and I really liked it. I thought it was really neat. Really neat. Let me find it. What's up, Scott? Man, y'all, I tell you what, that dishpan had me laughing till I was crying last night. This dude is funny. He is funny. He does some funny stuff. Let's put it that way. He does some funny stuff. Oh my gosh. Let me find this video for you real quick, because y'all gonna love this, I think. Let me find it. Let me find it. I got it in my email here. Well, this is. Well, yeah, this is it. This is it.
Do you want to know where to invest $1,000 right now?
No, I don't want to know where to
Well,
invest
forget about
$1,000.
AI, quantum computing, electric
Not really.
vehicles,
Sorry.
cryptocurrency.
Oh,
Should
you're
turn
going to
it
want
on.
to stick around for this one. Okay, so a lot of you know the story of Joseph in the book of Genesis. Okay, so Joseph gets thrown into
not the
prison
one.
because Potiphar's wife yelled.
Let me get it on the screen. Wow, this is everybody. I go between. Nope. There we go. There we go. Okay.
Grape. So he's in there, and there's the chief cupbearer and the chief baker. They upset Pharaoh greatly. Now, you know how it goes. They both have these dreams the same night. Let's start in 40, verse 9. So the chief cupbearer told his dream to Joseph and said to him, in my dream, there was a vine before me. And on the vine there were 3 branches. As soon as it budded, the blossoms shot forth, and the clusters ripened into grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup and placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. Then Joseph said to him, this is its interpretation. 3 branches are 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your office, and you shall place Pharaoh's cup in his hand as formerly when you were his cupbearer. 3, 3, 3. Let's jump down to verse 16. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was favorable, he said to Joseph, I also had a dream. There were 3 cake baskets on my head. And in the uppermost basket, there were all sorts of baked food for Pharaoh. But the birds, look, if you're reading about birds in the New Testament, always a bad thing, okay? But the birds were eating it out of the basket on my head. And Joseph
You're gonna find this
answered
interesting.
and said, this is the interpretation. The 3 baskets are 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will lift up your head from you and hang you on a tree. 3, 3, 3. Hang you on a tree, baker. So now, on the 3rd day, verse 20, on the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that's interesting, he made a feast for all his servants and lifted up the head of the chief cupbearer and the head of the chief baker among his servants. He restored the chief cupbearer to his position, and he placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker, just as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet the chief cupbearer did not remember Joseph, but forgot him. That's important. Okay. Why was the cupbearer restored to his position and the baker hanged on a tree? Cupbearer, wine, blood of Jesus. Baker, bread, body of Jesus, hung on a tree. On the 3rd day, it's the gospel. Gets better. 41. After 2 whole years, kind of like 2 days in the garden from day 4 to day 6, kind of like 2 millennia from the time that Jesus died and resurrected to the Great Tribulation. Notice it said 2 whole years, not about 2 years, 2 whole years. Pharaoh dreamed that he was standing by the Nile, and behold, there came up out of the Nile 7 cows, attractive and plump, and they fed in the reed grass. And behold, 7 other cows, 7 and 7, isn't that interesting? And 7 other cows, ugly and thin, came up out of the Nile after them and stood by the other cows on the bank of the Nile. And the ugly, thin cows ate up the 7 attractive plump cows, and Pharaoh awoke. Folks, the 7-year Great Tribulation, the thin cows, the rapture, the 7-year marriage supper of the Lamb, the good cows, after 2 whole years.
The current version
See, they have commercials on theirs. Let me get past it.
called Sonoshi Pro is unlike anything.
It's loud.
$2,000 from the death of Christ. If you look at a 33 AD, takes you to 2033. Minus 7 years, the good cows, 2026. We are up in heaven for 7 years, while the thin cows are down here. Now, some will say, no, it was 2032. Why? Because there's no 0 year. Exactly. So you could be 2032 or 2033.
Hey, we're Rapture Saints Assembly. We got to talk about it.
Jesus die? On Passover? When's Passover this year? April 1st. Does it mean we're gone April 1st? I don't know. But do you think it's really interesting that we have the third blood moon on the third consecutive Purim?
What y'all think about that, huh? What's up? Did y'all like that? Huh? I mean, it's not really quite finished, but I think it's pretty cool. It was a pretty cool setup anyway. I mean, can't see me? Would you say you can't see me? Did you say you couldn't see me? A minute ago. Oh, really? Yeah, earlier this morning it was like that. Well, take the phone out there. We'll look at it. She said the sky was blood red. Blood red. It was blood red this morning. It's the sun is throwing off all kinds of different.
But I mean, there was even like a weird air.
Was it?
Out there, like misty. Like it was weird. Really.
All right, we're about to fly, guys. We're about to fly. Y'all ready?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was out there. Like, this almost feels like rapture stuff,
Oh, that's okay. Dish, what's up, man? You listen. You had me cracking up so hard last night. This dude's so funny, man. He kills me. He kills me. Yeah, that's some funny stuff. Oh, I'm sorry about the wait to get in here, guys. Look, I was trying to set it up where it's a little harder, I guess, but I didn't know that I thought it meant you had to be a subscriber of 5 minutes or longer. Not you have to wait 5 minutes to get in as a subscriber. So, no sense in going back now. No sense in going back now. I guess we got everybody in here, or a lot of people in here, decent amount anyway. Did y'all like that video? I mean, what do you think about it's I guess some of you didn't get to see it. Dish, you already saw it, I think. But the Purim they're talking about March 3rd is the third Purim. Of course, I know a lot of these things add up in the past. Like as far as we had 4 blood moons back in 2015, but I actually had an experience back in 2015 during the 4 blood moons. Right after it, that's when I had that experience with Elijah and the angels, and it was awesome. And any of you that's never heard that story, I laid something out for Dish earlier. If you guys are interested in hearing the story of what happened to me, I'm interested in telling it tonight. But I don't want to I won't tell it if you're easily freaked out or you're easily alarmed by things being said. I'll just tell you the experience if you want to hear it. Diesel, what's up, man? What's up? Glad y'all are here. Look, I was just showing little video clips, but I got another cool one. Unless you just don't want to watch them right in this moment, that's fine. We'll get here and talk about. I was talking about El Mucho. El Mucho got shot over there in Mexico, and they're tearing it up. In fact, Dish said that one of his family members is over there, stuck at a hotel, scared. I hope there's not a big delay on the feed coming up, because looks like I'm slow, or either I'm slow with it. I'm slow tonight. I didn't get much. I hadn't got good sleep 2 days, guys. Literally, between changes of medicine and I don't know, I just hadn't got good sleep 2 nights. Not really. And then laughing and with Dish all night just kills me. Oh. Ask Dish how you get kicked out of a room with 2 people. How you do that? That killed me, man. Oh, I was laughing so hard at him. He was cracking me up. He was offended too. I was like, what? How does that happen? Just make sure you stop by Dish and dished out laughing. You know, it was just funny, man. He cracked me up. He started laughing about it after a minute. You know, he was really offended at first. Oh, I was. I guess I got tickled at him being offended. Really, you know what I mean? But it was just the whole thing. I saw him. I saw the setup. You know, and he goes in and he's like, "What? Like, what did I do? What?" He's like, "You're out of here." And there was only two people in the room. I was like, how bad you got to suck to get kicked out of a 2-person room?" You know, that's when he started laughing. You know, oh, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. You know, you're out of here forever, man. You know, oh, it was quite funny. If you would have seen what I saw, you would have laughed too. It was comical. It was comical. It was. And then, you know, just his responses too. He was like, "Man, no, no, what?" Like, I saw the setup coming, you know. I tell you what, it's just, I took some Ozempic and then a testosterone shot and then ran out of some of my medicine. I got a new doctor. Y'all, tomorrow I'm probably not going to be on time or maybe on at all unless I come on early because I got to be at the hospital at 5 o'clock p.m. to have an ultrasound. So I will be at the hospital at 5 o'clock. So that really doesn't put me here at 6 o'clock, now does it? So, but if I get back early enough, we'll do it. We'll do it. And we don't see good to drive at night. It's dark. It just got dark. It wasn't. What you talking about? What you talking about? Thank you for your service, Martin. Let's read some of these. Let me get something going here. You guys look, yeah. So I got to go have a pelvis. What is it? Ultrasound because I got something going on with my legs, and he wants to think that maybe something's being pinched or something. I don't know. So he's checking. He's going to check me. It's a new doctor. He's pretty good, way better than my other doctor who they don't seem to care anything about you at the hospital. Doctors don't. I haven't noticed. Rachel's been supposed to get some tests done. You know, she has a cyst on her ovaries or whatever. She's been supposed to have some tests done forever, and they don't even call her and set them up or nothing. And they just don't care. They see 1,000 patients a week. They don't care nothing about you. But I found me a little smaller doctor that's not attached to the hospital, and he seems to be. He's on top of it. At least he's calling my medicines in and getting me set up for appointments. So way better, way better. It's hard to find good doctors. I mean, I don't know what a good doctor is really, but I think he's a good doctor. Seems like he seems to care a little more. What's up? Oh, what's? I'll keep you in my. Oh, thank you. Look, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just getting checked out. I'm just getting checked out. Oh, you stepped on a landmine. That what? Nuh-uh. That's horrible. You still walking? No, obviously you're not walking. If you're stepped on a landmine. I mean, you're lucky if you're walking, for sure, Martin. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm sorry, bud. I am so sorry. My daughter has an appointment with a cardiologist on the 9th. Please keep her. Yeah, she could be pregnant, guys. She could be pregnant. They think their rhythm's off, but it could be just another rhythm in there, right? So let's pray for Scott's daughter, you know, guitarster. Let's pray for her. It could be his first grandchild, right? Isn't that right? It would be awesome. It'd be awesome for him to get that. Let's say that prayer for him tonight. Tonight, let's see here.
High
I was
net
playing.
worth wealth
Oh,
management is a company.
It's something else I wanted to show you guys. Rachel thought it was interesting, and so she sent it to me. And I've got a lot of other things. Scott sent me some different people. I don't know if you guys see. This is just the one we just saw.
We owe an apology.
My-
Heavenly Father.
Oh, yeah, this is the one Scott sent me earlier. He thought this was neat. He wanted everybody to see this one, so we're going to take a look at it.
Heavenly Father.
I thought this was a good depiction.
Are you praying?
I'm sorry. I need your help.
Well, that's a first.
I'm in trouble and I can't do this alone.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. I love this. I really, he's still praying.
Now that I'm unworthy, Father, I also love your children.
Do you honestly think that he will help you after what you just did? You are tainted goods. You're not even worth his effort anymore. Even if he did help you, do you think I will ever leave you alone? Ever?
Yeah, Lord, I'm unworthy.
There is nothing that I won't do to you.
I'm unworthy.
No temptation, no low that you won't sink to. I know you, Kevin, and you are nothing. Nothing. I am greater than him. I am certainly greater than you.
Pretty crazy, huh? That's pretty wild. Let me see what you guys are talking about over here now that I've played that. What about that one, huh? You guys aren't even watching my videos. I see it now. I see it now. You're just not even interested in these videos. What? Vicky, where you going? Where you going, Vicky? What'd you say? I turned on the other screen and you done said something. Praying for y'all, brothers and sisters. You're going to get some sleep. Woke up. See. Guys, look, I think it's everybody. Everybody feeling out of it tonight. I don't know. I just, I'm not feeling really out of it. What's up, Jesus is King 56. Night, Vicky. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry you feel bad. I'll be praying for you, okay? Write your name so I don't forget. Gotcha. Got you in my prayers. We know Jesus will always win. That's right. Like I said, Tanya told me yesterday, perfect. You know, I sent her that message, said, you know, I think we're going to win this. Or no, I said, you know, we're going to win this. And she said, baby, we've already won it. I was like, man, she got me good. Kind of made my hair stand up a little bit, you know, or grow a little bit longer. I was driving down the road and looked down at the phone. I was like, man, I almost missed the turn. Missed that turn. Yeah. My daughter is 1 or 2 1 centimeter dilated. Well, she's going to have that baby soon. So I might be out of, you know, at least a day on that. You know what I mean? Because the driving time, it's going to be 3 hours one way and 3 hours the next. I don't know if we'll stay or leave, you know, after everything, but we'll at least be there for it for the time, I think. What do you think? Should I be there? We'll take a vote. Should I be here or be there? I kept you know what? Me and your son stayed on the phone for 6 hours today. And then Scott was on there with us. That's why I'm so tired, really. I literally like stayed on there with Michael for 6 hours, straight up talking Bible for 6 hours. I've been doing this all day long. I should have just done it for an hour, and then I might not be so wore out. we talk Bible for a long point of time. Yeah, come on, let's with it. Let's do it. Yeah, hey, anybody want to call? Come on, call. Yeah, that was a long pointing call. It was. He's probably tired. I told him. He said, I'm coming live." I said, "Man, you're probably gonna be asleep." You guys are welcome to call. Anybody call, want to pray about anything? Got anything you want to talk about? I don't care. I'm really unguided tonight because I'm so. Yeah, I tossed and turned for 2 hours and got back up. I just couldn't do it. I've done this 2 nights in a row. Feel like after you toss and turn and you're looking, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's like coffee starts sounding good. Coffee starts sounding good after that. Hello. Hang on. All right, here we go. Gotcha. You on?
Hello,
Hey,
it's Melissa. How are you?
fine. I'm Melissa. What's going on?
And just to let y'all know, I have everybody in prayer. I've been praying. I just pray immediately if I see a prayer request.
Okay.
So, the
Well,
people that I didn't mention, I have been praying for anybody that
well,
needed it.
I always pray. But I go to that secret place, because it says we just did the Sermon on the Mount yesterday, and
Okay.
it's that secret place that you go that the prayer counts. We could all stand together and pray, but the thing is that, well, I'll say it does work. Let's put it this way. I prank called Lord Jesus Saves one night, or when we were in here, and I just was looking for something to do, and I prank called him, and of course, prank called him at exactly the wrong time, but exactly the right time, because we were all in here, and it's a wild call, but then I was like, man, as soon as we got off the phone, I said, let's say a prayer for him. Let's say a prayer, for him to be safe and them to have fun and nothing to happen, right? Well, no sooner than we got off the phone with him, they get out to push a car and he gets run over. And it didn't break a bone.
Gosh.
He didn't break a bone. It ran slap over him, and it didn't hurt him a bit.
God is good.
I mean, other than just a few bruises and soreness, I guess. But he got run over, and it just the way it was set, he was in the mud, and it just kind of pressed him down into it. Wasn't on no concrete, so that prayer works. Prayer works, and that was just.
It does. And I was really praying. I go to God for everything. And I was just asking him about my prayer life. I don't feel like I pray enough. I get convicted about that. And he just put it on my heart that if there's a prayer request or if there's a prayer need, just do it immediately. Because my mind is just not right. I mean, like, I forget immediately. I'm like Dory,
Mm-hmm.
I just, so that's just how I do it. And my son, I told you, is autistic, and this was a couple of years ago. We were at one of his classmates' birthday parties, and they had a bouncy house. They had water balloons. They had, oh my gosh, it was just extravagant.
Mm-hmm.
But he was, he gets hyper focused on things, and he was in the bouncy house, and the little boy whose birthday it was fell and scraped his knee. My son immediately runs out of the bouncy house, runs up to me, and says, "Mom, is it okay if we pray?" And I got choked up. I'm like, "Absolutely, son." So we said a prayer, and then he runs over to the mom who's attending to her son, and he goes, "It's okay, we prayed." And so, it's just
That's
certain
awesome.
moments like that I'm just the most proud of
Yeah,
him.
that is something to be proud of.
know,
It's like Cowgirl's
Yeah,
Cowgirl's
so
daughter
we pray.
Cowgirl's daughter called in, and actually all three generations of women got on the phone, and then right at the end she gets on there and says, "Can I say a prayer for?" Is she on there said a nice little prayer, and guys, it's just sweet that a kid. I mean, he obviously don't worry about the way kids do it. They're not held to accountability like we
We're
are.
supposed to come to the Lord as
Right.
children,
Right.
and I finally understand what that means.
Yes, like little children.
Exactly. Just with awe and trust, and I get it now. But that's what's so beautiful about that. And I made sure to let him know, no matter what, if we ever are in doubt or have need, or if we seek somebody else that does, that's what we do.
That's right.
Is we pray. So, like I said, as a parent, I'm sure any parent can understand what I'm saying, sometimes you're like, okay, maybe I am doing something right here.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that at least he knows where we get help from.
That's
Where
right.
our all comes from.
That's right.
You know, so like I said, I love that he sees, you know, the fellowship, fellow believers coming together to, you know, interact in the chat or to call or to, you know, pray with other people. That's really important to me, and I love what you guys do. I really do. I appreciate everybody in the chat, all the mods, especially.
Yeah, they're awesome, aren't they?
I mean, I think you have some amazing mods on your channel.
I got just some amazing people on my channel. That's what
I
it boils down to. These mods, though, they don't. I call the mods the council, you know, and if the council does something, I don't have no control over it, because if all them are mad, you know, or all you guys agree on something, well, then what does it be to me to say override that? I can't do that, because
right.
I want the channel happy, or the ministry happy, and that's the difference in a channel or a ministry. A ministry you get to be a part of. A channel you just go to.
Right.
So that's the thing, is it's a part of a ministry, and we're just using the YouTube outlet to do so. Where most people, they just have a channel and they don't deal with. They just let people chat, whatever, and they don't say nothing, or they might chat back. Some people will respond, but you can tell this is way different, you know. And I appreciate you guys so much, you know, in every way. I look forward to it every day. This is the only day I've been tired. Other than that, man, I had such a good time last night. I felt on fire when I walked out of here, you know. And
I feel amazing when I'm in this community, and I can feel the spirit, you know. It's real. Like I said, again, it's just genuine. You can tell who's genuine and who's not.
yes,
You know,
yes.
we were given discernment.
Yep.
For a reason.
And I've got a bunch of good ones, you know, but I got two, I got three outstanding ones, like literally just, when I say outstanding, you know, Dish is like, he can read algorithm. Tanya is, she don't mind handling business. And her son he just is a warrior, you know. And then everybody else is good, you know, like they keep it lit up. They're a little nicer about it, you know what I mean? But these three,
right.
if these three make a decision, it just happens, you know. So but you got to have some tough ones. You got to have some that are a little bit, you know, work with somebody. But they got to, you Dish, he can notice algorithms, you know what that means. He sees when somebody's faking, you know, because I can't tell. I've had some weird stuff happen. I have. I mean, hey, Kern, what's up, buddy? Sorry about the little wait getting in here, but I hit a setting that I'm trying out for Saturday night, not for tonight, but I guess tonight's the night it started. But it's not for every night. I thought it meant 5 minutes for a subscriber that's been here for 5 minutes. Not, they have to wait 5 minutes to get in. So my bad. But I'm sorry for talking about that with you on the phone, Melissa. But hey, look, we appreciate you and love you so much. We love when you call in, and we appreciate you.
Love you all, and it's always a blessing to be in the chat and just on in any video, any live, anything. I just appreciate everybody.
Do you guys like the phone calls and appreciate the phone calls? I do. I feels like a radio. It feels like a radio station to me. You know what I mean? Like
it does. I love hearing other people call in and hearing what they have to say.
I remember seeing Howard Stern and all them doing this stuff on TV. You know, I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
You remember back? I didn't like him, but I mean, you know.
Oh yeah.
I just remember seeing him.
I don't care for him.
I don't either, but I mean, it's just.
I know what you're talking about.
Or even Rush Limbaugh, or just different ones, you know. But they was talking to other people, but you know, I don't know. That's just pretty cool.
Yeah, well,
we got the technology now.
I appreciate you all. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I just appreciate you all, and if you could keep my son and I in your prayers too, I'd so appreciate it. His name's Sam. We've both been really under the weather here lately.
All right. I'm right.
I think it's just I feel off today too. I'm with you.
Hi, man.
On
I
that.
feel like I'm looking at two separate spectrums. You know, like one eyeball's looking up that way and one's looking down that way. But I'm okay. When you done been up 2 nights in a row flipping.
I have insomnia too. I feel it. I do.
But I think we think it's also these solar flares. Solar flares.
Could be. Could absolutely be.
They might probably a little more sensitive, being sons and daughters of the light. But I love you. I'll talk to you later, and thank you. Call back in when you get a chance or when you want to.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to keep on in the chat here probably.
Yeah.
And keep watching. So I love y'all, and I appreciate everybody that's on here in the community, and I appreciate you, Jay.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate
Miss Rachel, give her my love.
She was just in here a minute ago. She's I got it cold in here because I don't want to run that heater. It's too loud. It's too loud.
I got you.
All right. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I love you. I'll pray for you. Pray for you.
Thank you, Jay. Love y'all. Bye.
Yeah. Look, hey, anybody get any news on El Mucho? El Mucho, did y'all see El Mucho? He got shot, and then when he did, they done burnt down Mexico over there. People are stuck. People are stuck over there. Dishes. One of his family members is stuck over there, sister-in-law or something. Good brother, my lamp is full. That is awesome. Hey, I got a cool video another cool video. I think they're cool. I don't even think y'all are looking at them. I'll look it done and nobody's even said nothing, but that's okay. Sometimes what I think is cool might not be. When I say cool, just a smooth video. I thought they were interesting. Where's it at? Nah, this is gotta be it. Okay.
I was watching a video about the Talmud and like what it says about Christianity and stuff, and it randomly came to my mind. I was like, I should look it up and see like who do they think their Messiah is, right? Because obvious reasons. Have you heard when the son of giants, Bar Nifle, will come? The rabbi said to him, who is the son of giants? The other rabbi said, he is the Messiah. Do you call the Messiah son of giants? Yes, as it is written, on that day I will establish the tabernacle of David that is fallen. Amos 9:11. So their Messiah is a son of giants. And this is super interesting because Jesus corrects the scribes and says, like, why would you think that I'm son of David? Like, David called me Lord. And so they're waiting for the son of David. The son of David is the son of giants to them. I am so shook right now because I'm trying to edit this. And I just realized, Solomon is David's son. And Solomon gave Queen Sheba, who I made the comparison before, I think is like an archetype of Satan because she comes to question Solomon, just like how Satan comes to test Jesus. So Solomon gives Queen Sheba everything he has, and in return, she gives him 666 measures of gold. Is that why the Freemasons are obsessed with Solomon and Solomon's temple? Like, that's like the main reason that most of those guys join the Freemasons is because they want to know more about Solomon. And then like when you look at those extra biblical texts, I never read them, but I know there's like Keys of Solomon and stuff. Their belief is that like he was supposedly controlling demons. So he's the son of giants. Oh, and they're talking about the tabernacle of David. So we know that like all of this stuff is inverted, right? There's like a good and a bad. I'm thinking their version of the tabernacle of David is actually the tabernacle of Moloch that's mentioned in Amos and Acts 7. You took up the tabernacle of Moloch and the star of your god Remphan, the images that you made to worship, and I will send you into exile. And right after this is where we hear the verse, God does not dwell in a house made by human hands. This is what I'm talking about. Like literally all Zionist.
Yeah, look, what do I tell you all the time? The Jews over there, they're about to make a house for the devil. Do you understand that? It's not a temple for God. It's not a temple for God. You are the temple of God. You are the third temple. It's not made by man's hands. You are the temple. So when what we're doing right now, we're building our temples. We're building our temples. They're built solid, built on rock, not on sand. They're going to build it on sand. y'all think about that. But let's keep going. Let's keep going with it. Are you interested in this video? You tell me. Throw something up. You want to keep hearing the rest of it? I will. It seems to be just running itself tonight. I don't have to say nothing. Y'all just want me to sit in the background. I won't have to say that. I'm just kidding. Y'all like that video? I'll keep going with it. If you're still interested. I think everybody's probably tired. Huh? Y'all feeling the solar flares? Is that what it is? We just had a snow hurricane. Next thing I'm going to see is sharknadoes. You know what I mean? Sharknadoes. That's what I'm expecting next. You never know what we're going to get. I've never seen a snow hurricane in my life. What do you think this summer's going to be like? All right, here we go.
Christians are in a scary place right now because people perish for a lack of knowledge. The warnings are there. They don't like to read the Bible. And I am not trying to be mean, but Zionists, like, in order to be that, you don't read the Bible. Like, there's no possible way. I don't believe it. So what I think the tabernacle of Moloch is going to be, and they're going to say that it's the tent of David, beast. Which, side note, has anybody ever dug into the rabbit hole of like the 1800s top hats being mind control devices? It's actually super interesting, and it's like a Freemasonic type of thing. That's literally what that is. Oh, and the other thing is they say that it has like the Torah on it. If you look it up, it has like 4 verses that are not Torah law on them inside. Here's the other super interesting part. Amos 9:11, Revelation 9:11. They have as king over them the angel of the bottomless pit. His name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek he is called Apollyon. And I've been talking to you guys about how I think Revelation 12, it's like a duality. Like, it's the rapture moment, or like the transfiguration of believers, whatever you want to call it. But also the medieval engravings show that there is like an evil woman too. It's a dual character. So Hosea 9:11, Ephraim's glory shall fly away like a bird. No birth, no pregnancy, no conception. And I also feel like I've made a very good case that Satan is a woman. It's the harlot of Babylon. It presents as a woman, I guess you could say, but like it's androgynous. There's some verses in Jeremiah that say things to the effect of like, basically, since when do men give birth? Like, this is a marker of something ridiculous. I seriously have chills right now because I have been discussing on several videos on my YouTube about how I think, like, the Passover event, not everybody's going to be able to see it. Like, most believers will not perceive it because you have to have a certain amount of light in you to be able to perceive God's light. And I was like connecting it to the Northern Lights because there are very clear connections to God's fire and
Noah's Ark.
Lights. Every single time I've seen the Northern Lights, the majority of the people that were around could not see them. And a lot of people, when they do see them, they're afraid of them and they want to leave. I tell you this because Job, in Job 9, he's talking about God and all of this stuff that God does. Well, Job 9:11, behold, he passes by me and I see him not. He moves on, but I do not perceive him. Behold, he snatches away. And I don't want to make this too long, but the other thing that they call him outside of the son of David is like the leper's doctor or the leper's healer, which obviously Jesus healed lepers in the Bible, but there's a Greek god. His father, I believe, is Apollo, and his mother is Artemis, and I think his name is like Asepios or something like that. He heals lepers that come to him, and we've talked about a bunch of times. I definitely think that the mark of the beast is leprosy because King Uzziah, when he was corrected by the priest for not being holy, he got angry, had an outburst, and he had a censer in his hand. So obviously back then they were talking about like a censer for incense, but God will show us things and like the scripture is set up in that way. I showed you guys the self-assembling chips in the hands and how Deuteronomy says, those who keep the commandments, no accursed thing will cleave to your hand. And a huge portion of the book of Leviticus describes like how the priests would handle people that had leprosy. And if they had the leprosy, they basically have like scaly white foreheads and like hair coming out of the lesions. And what like the treatment is they leave them alone for 7 days and then come back and check on them to see if they still had leprosy. And it lists all the protocols, like to see like, are they healed from it? Like, are they clean now, or did it entirely affect them? If you consider yourself Christian and you either haven't read the Bible or haven't read the Torah, or think that the Torah instructions by God are somehow done away with, and that grace means that we can just do whatever and there's no like instructions at all from God, please reconsider and go back and study the Torah. It is very important right now, especially when it comes to not being deceived / not being marked. I talked about it in past videos. The Bible doesn't seem to indicate that you're like standing in line to get brain surgery. God marks people without them knowing. He also gives them over to the master that they choose. So it's not like verbally like, oh, I choose Satan. Yep. But if you keep aligning with Satan,
there's one you choose.
Anyways, I know this was super all over the place, but I just really wanted to share this stuff with you guys, and I love you.
That was pretty cool. I thought it was anyway. Rachel come up with that one. I can make my face bigger right here. We can do this. But yeah, Rachel come up with that one, and I thought it was pretty cool. That girl's pretty good. She I don't know if you guys are subscribed to her or whatever, but you might want to, because she's got some good content. She did one on Noah's Ark that was pretty good the other day. I liked it. And Dish, did you like what I sent you earlier? What do you think about that? Did it blow your mind a little bit? Do you think it's worth telling? I don't know. I don't know if these guys would be ready for something like that. Look, I've got a personal story I could tell you guys, and you tell me what you make. Actually, I can tell the story, I know, but I tell it to you as much far as you want to go with it, but it's personal and it's got something to do with the last days. And something that I see and I already know, but I haven't mentioned in this room, but I don't know if it would help or hurt. Cause you know, sometimes you just talk, if you talk on a certain level, it not ready for it. That's right. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll take your advice on that. Yeah. But if you guys are when we ever get to that point, maybe never, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really matter if you know, but, I like it because it has a lot to do with my personal story, you know? But anyway, anybody that, you said you was ready, man. You me to send it, didn't you? You said, I'm not ready for it. I scare you, man. Tell it if I scared you. They might. I said, I'm not. That's right. I got you. Well, I mean, you know, hey, I told you it was going to get real at some point, right? Didn't you know? Or you just, that was all, videos. Videos are going to get real at some point. Nah, I don't know, man, because, you know, it could help or hurt me. You know what I mean? Personal stories don't usually fare well. You know what I mean? Personal, like, I've got personal, like, things I could show you, gematria, not gematria, like what you normally see. It's pretty straight up. Is it not? I mean, I can straight tell it, but yeah, I know every mind's going to want to know, but then when I tell it, you're going to be like, this dude right here. It's one of those nuts things, man, you know, but, it's real to me. I mean, it's real to me, but you know, I mean, some people just want to hear preaching, you know what I mean? But, if I had like a certain number that wanted to hear it, yeah, that's right. That one way or another. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I know I don't want to, like, I know inquiring minds, you know what I mean? But look, it's my birthday. It has a lot to do with my birthday. And I threw it out the dish earlier and he was like, well, why didn't you ever tell me this? Oh my gosh. What, you know, and then, but you'll have some people go quiet on you if you tell them so. And I don't want that to happen. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, I find when you watch somebody else's stuff and all their little stuff. But if I told you my own, and you're like, well, I don't know. Well, I gain other subscribers, but you lose some on that type of stuff. You know. He said, "Go for it." Now, y'all be doing me. Y'all be talking bad about me in a minute if I showed it to you. But it's really cool actually. Man, look, if I do, y'all better not get mad at me and leave me or nothing. Listen. What's up, Donna? Okay. So I think really the way to do this is, okay. So you guys, are you ready for the end time part? Are you ready for your end time part? Are you ready to hear it? What, is there any reason why we're not in each other's paths? You think there's a coincidence? All right. If you want to leave me, I'll show you some things. And, it's really just, I don't know. You don't ever have to know to be as far as you need to go. It's just, when you throw them ones and the suns up, that means something, right? And there's a reason what we're doing this for. And we're getting close to what y'all been waiting on. Okay. Watch a lot of other people's videos on it, rapture videos and all these things. And I've been knowing it's coming for a good while, but nobody knows that day or hour. But we feel it close. I mean, we got boots on Iran. We're going to Iran. This guy's they're about to have a battle at Middle Earth, right? We've got Mexico on fire. Things are going on everywhere. Transgenderism, abortion, they're just making you accept all these things. Look at our technology, AI. We're at all the advancements, and it's about we got Trump as our president. There's a lot there's a lot going on. But I want to show you some personal stuff that I've been knowing. Okay, so my birthday is September the 25th, 1976. All right, so September 25th, 1976. We got that. All right. So I'm going to show you what this right here means to me. Y'all care to see? Keeps going. It keeps going. All right, in Hebrew, that is, or Jewish calendar, whatever. That's Tishrei 157. That's what it is in Hebrew. It's the first day of the Hebrew New Year. It is the Feast of Trumpets. So that is the Feast of Trumpets. Everybody know that be true? Feast of Trumpets. Now, I was born on the Feast of Trumpets. Think that's for no reason? Is that coincidental? Do we have a coincidence? All right. I was born at 6:54 p.m. 6:54 p.m. Sun started going down in Memphis, Tennessee. I can show you all this on computer, but I just do it. I write it down. Sun started going down at 6:52 p.m. It takes the sun approximately 3 minutes to go down. So it started going down at 6:52. I was born at 6:54. So I was born at sundown, Memphis, Tennessee, on the Feast of Trumpets. Now that matters a little bit because whether the sun was still up a little bit or all the way down matters whether it's Tishrei 1 or 2. But it doesn't matter whether it's the Feast of Trumpets because both of those days is the Feast of, it goes 2 days, right? Yeah, you got that? So I was born on the Feast of Trumpets. That's me. That's when I was born. Okay. What else about this? Let's keep going. Okay. I was also born in 1976. 1976. Okay. That is the 200th year of America being a nation because we became a nation in 1776. I was born the bicentennial year. That was 200 years. 200 years anniversary. Okay, I've been alive 49 years. So I've been alive 7. I've been alive 7 sevens. You got that? I've been alive 7 sevens. So now America is 249 years old. Okay. Now, that's a lot of things adding up, right? America is what I was told to be Mystery Babylon. Would anybody disagree on that? Would anybody disagree on that? Mystery Babylon, whatever. I'd probably show them backwards or something if I'm right. But is that pretty cool so far? Are y'all following me? If you're not, I won't go any, like I say, I'll keep going with it. I'll keep going with it. America is 250 years old. Iran, Syria is over 4K years old. America is 249 years old. I was born, well, I guess July 4th it would be 1776, right? Makes sense. I was born in the bicentennial year. You want me to keep going? Okay, here we go. So, on in 2007, I was given the name. I told you. Well, I don't know if I told you, but I was given the name Joshua by Jesus. Give me the name Joshua. I had this huge experience in 2008. I want to tell you about it. I'm going to write it down on paper. So, 2008, I had this huge experience, guys. I come in, and Rachel was going through something too. We were both going through it. And she was given a name. But I didn't know that time when I first was given this name, I was going around and asking men everywhere, like my friends. I was like, man, did any of the names come to you or something? Any names come to you? Well, I was experiencing the spirits, the things in the churches of Revelation. I started experiencing those things, hidden manna, a name written on a white stone that only you know. This is the white stone it's written on. Only one that you know. Okay, so I didn't know why I was having this name just nonstop. And I come in one day and I'd been asking my friend, nobody knew what I was talking about. And Rachel's sitting there and she's like, well, I have been having a name, but I don't want to say it until you say it. So I'd been going everywhere, and like, I was like, that's weird, my wife, she's a woman, I was just thinking like that, but I didn't know anything about what this name meant. I just knew it had a name, and I was thinking about a man, so, I went to a buddy's house in, Memphis, and he was staying at his daughter's house. He was cleaning out. It was like a rental house or something, and they were cleaning out the storage room. And he comes out with this little old white book, and I had read all the story of Joshua, and I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm kind of feeling it, you know what I mean, but not all the way. It's like, okay. So I read the story of Joshua, and then. So he hands me this book, and it's like talking about the two witnesses on the front of it. And it's from it was like it was an old book, so it was yellowed out, white, And I opened it up and took it home, and I read it. I read through it, and it was talking about a Joshua and Zerubbabel in it. So I read through that, and I went through the Bible and found Zechariah and Haggai, And then when I started reading that was more in line with what I was having. That, all those experience, right? So I'm reading this, and then I go to Rachel, and I'm like, is the name Zerubbabel. When I said that, tears started hitting the floor. Tears started rolling on the floor of her face. Yeah. If I know Popcorn Sutton, no, I don't know him, but that is hilarious. But are you guys following me? Are you still following me on this? I'll keep telling it if you want me to. This is just a deeply, like, we don't have to tell this, but that was the name that she was being told in her head nonstop. So over the next year, I had a whole lot of experiences with her. I mean, it was like one thing I would come in one day and she would be like, Jason, I gotta tell you something. She would tell me some whacked out story. And I'd be looking at her like, what? And she would be like, oh, if you don't believe me, I don't care, And I'm like, Rachel, it's not that I don't believe you. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying here. Like, give me a second to absorb it. Well, I'd go off a little while and I'd always come back and tell her what it meant. This is what it means, and this is what it means, and this is what it means. I come in the next day, boom, she tells me this another huge story, and I look at her and say, always the same thing, And I'd go off and I'd come back and tell her what it meant. This went on for like a year. And so we were really feeling this thing going on between this Joshua and Zerubbabel. And anyway, so what was happening there is I would come in and see Joshua helped build the temple. Zerubbabel laid the foundation of the temple. So what would happen is I would come in and she would tell me this whacked out story. I mean, I'm not saying whacked out, but it's always something like really meant some big to her, like whatever it was. And I'd just stand there with a face like, yeah. But I really was trying to absorb it. It's just, it would be like something that really, she'd be making connections and all these things. And then I would go off and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what it means. This is what it means. So literally, like, she would lay the foundation, I would build it. She would lay the foundation, I would build it. So one day I come in and she goes, Jason, I got to tell you something, tears dropping. She said, and I can remember because I was jealous. I wasn't feeling it. But she said, I'm the daughter of God. I don't know, something about that made me so jealous. So, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. She's like, I'm telling you, he told me I am the daughter of God. And how, I don't know how to say it, but we were going through so much that I was like, I don't know. Am I supposed to protect her or something? Because I'm not feeling like I'm the son of God. You know what I mean? Like a son of God, or you know what I'm saying? Because it's highly personal, and she was having these highly personal experiences, and I don't know. I was having my own, but not like that. Well, it was during the night Obama was going to be. He had just won the him and Biden come out on the stage. They just won the election, and they're behind bulletproof glass or whatever, and they're coming out. It wasn't their actual, like, when they were going to be president yet, but they'd won it. And she looks over at me and goes, we got to go to DC. I'm like, are you crazy? You know what I mean? Are you crazy? No, I got an old truck, $25 worth of gas, and we're not going. We got to go. I was like, Rachel, I'm not feeling that. I remember crawling up in the chair like, no. And she looks over at me and she said, then I got to go without you. So then I get up and, I'm like I say, all the way up to this point, I'm feeling everything she's feeling until I walked in and she said she was the daughter of God. I'm like, what do you mean? I never really asked her how he told her, whatever, So, are you guys still with me? Am I telling this story for nothing? You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's It's deep. But, because I just remember the feelings, you know what I mean? Like how I felt. But, so anyway, I go in the bathroom, I'm in there, you know, and I'm like, think it out, you know. And I was like, if I'm supposed to, I mean, she's the daughter of God. I believed her because she wouldn't just, I was believing everything she was telling me, but I wasn't absorbing that too well. So I was just like, look, this ain't about me. I remember thinking, I'll follow you anywhere. So out there, I said, I'll follow you anywhere. But I wasn't even talking to her. You know what I mean? And I just grabbed her, you know what I mean? And so, just give me a second. So anyway, we go get in the truck, you know, I mean, I don't know how we're going to do it, but luckily we get out on the road. She's like, let's go to my mom's first. So I'm like, I'm well pleased with that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, let's go over there. Even though it was all the way across town, it's not Washington, D.C., you know? So, hey, Amy. So anyway, we go to her mama's, you know, and of course she goes in the bedroom with her mama. I'm out there in the living room. I'm thinking, what's going on? I heard her mama like, you've been taking your medicine. You know, obviously it's always got to go to, she didn't mean nothing by it, but at the time she wasn't at all feeling any of that, you know. So we were just telling her all these things, you know, but Rachel was just staying in the room with her. And I mean, I remember it was a bunch of things went on, but it was like, what is this about? I'm thinking, you know, anyway, so we end up going out in the backyard holding hands. And I remember just like all of us, I thinking, man, we finna blip to DC. You know what I mean? I really was thinking like, what are we doing? You know, but I believed. And no, obviously we didn't blip to DC. We hit the ground, you know, whatever, you know, broke hands and hit the ground. It was too much. And, then we just kind of like ended and we kind of went home. You know what I mean? I was sitting there, look, I'm sitting there in the living room and I'm in my head at that point. I'm in my head and I'm talking to God. I'm like, what was that all about? Why did we just go do that? What we didn't, we was going to go to Washington, D.C. Now we go to her mama's and then we do this weird stuff and then we come home. Now her mama's thinking, you know, like, what do they own or what are they going through? And I'm just in the living room and she's sitting on the couch. I'm not talking out loud at all. I'm in my head, you know, and she looks over at me and answers the question that I just asked in my head. Now, first time it happened, I'm like, that's coincidental, you know? So I keep going. In just a second, she turns and does it again. And I was thinking, third time she did it. She said, what are you talking to him about? I turned around in my head, I said, why won't you just talk to me? Why you've got to talk to me through someone else? I was jealous, man. And the words that came across my head were loud as a megaphone. And he said, because you don't ever shut up. Just like that. Just like that. You know, I don't shut up in here. So I got quiet and he just started talking and talking and talking and telling me this. I don't even just remember because of what happened afterwards. So at that point, she's not looking at me no more. She's looking at the TV. Okay. And I was over there for good 15 minutes or so, maybe. I'm guessing, you know. And I started getting this feeling like, go in the bedroom and lay down. So I looked over her and I said, hey, I'm going to go in the bedroom and lay down, you know. And I was like, all right. So I go in there and I shut the door. And I laid back. As soon as my head hit the pillow, it was come up here. Boom. Okay. I am standing before the earth as it looked before. That picture that I've seen, that you guys seen that I made of the earth shining. Hey, Joey, are you guys still interested in what I'm saying? Let me know if those are ones up. I'll keep going. But yeah, I don't know. I know I didn't need to stop at that point, right? I know that's cool. You're going to wonder what he said. but he shows me the earth as it was before. He's telling me the whole story. Yeah, I see Israel. He shows me Israel and God on earth with his people. And he was the light of the earth. And Israel was all the continents put together. And God sat right on them. And that was Israel. Okay. And then he showed me how I took on the personality of all 12 disciples throughout that year. That I was doubting Thomas, that I was Simon Peter. What Simon Peter's problem was? He thought literal and spiritual. So he would read literal and spiritual in the same sentence. You can't do that. So Jesus would turn to him and say, Simon, Simon, Satan has surely asked for you. Or he would just call him Simon. And that was just to let him know, you're talking literal and I'm talking heavenly. Okay, so each one of those spirits, those disciples, was walking through a gate. Okay, and you had to walk through all 12 gates to get to the 13th gate, which was the Christ experience. And that's when he told me, you're my son. You know, you're one of my, it's a highly personal experience. It's not, you feel so special. You know what I mean? Like, and if he didn't give you this name, Joshua, you almost thought you was Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Like, it was that highly, it was literal. And so all of a sudden I start hearing two voices. I've told y'all, some of you this before. Okay. I start hearing two voices. It was first, it was one voice, him talking, telling me everything. Well, now it's two voices, and I can hear one across the room and one over here. One across the room and one over here audibly. Well, then it started sounding like they were spinning. But then I felt like I was spinning as well, right? And they got closer and closer and closer to each other and closer to each other and closer to each other until, boom. Last words were Christ, right? As I said, Christ, I opened my eyes and it came out of my mouth and I was the only one in the room. Okay. And I was on my knees. Okay. And I just had this huge experience with Jesus Christ. And guys, I read you this in Revelations chapter 21. Let me read this to you. This is get to the last chapter, okay? Let me show you something about this. There were 3 gates on the east side, 3 gates on the north, 3 gates on the south, and 3 gates on the west of the city wall. It had 12 foundations. On the 12 names of the Lamb's 12 apostles were on the foundations. That's Revelation 21. I had this experience. You hear me? Does that make sense? I'm telling it a little bit better, Dish, because I just put it down on paper for you. But I'm giving them the full experience. Patty, remember that? You remember that? Remember when we came over there? Patty was there when we went through it. But I had this huge experience with Christ. And when I came out of that room, I felt just like she did. I am a son of God. You know what I mean? Like, completely. So I was no longer jealous like I was for it before. Well, I realized that I was all about wasn't about her. She'd already had her experience. She didn't have to be done like I was. She was just told, you're the daughter of God, and she believed it. But I had to go through this huge experience. Why? Because she just laid the foundation for what I was going to have to build. So that going to her mama's house was more about me than it was her. I had to believe that I was going to close my eyes and actually go somewhere. I was going to have to give in and follow him. I was going to have to give in. It wasn't her. She'd already gave in before I got home. And it was easier for her, but everything was always easier for her. They're a lot more like Claire, but I have to understand it. But there's a point in this. There's a point in this understanding. Okay. Are you guys following me? Still? Throw them ones up. That's how I can keep up with if you still want to keep going. You know what I mean? Like that's where that story went. Joel 28:32 as well. Everyone always Acts 2:17. I'll go to it. I'll read Acts 2:17 or whatever. Joel. It doesn't matter which one. I'll go to both of them. It doesn't matter. I don't know what's. Is this 2 verse 17? And it will be in the last days, says God, that I will pour out my spirit on all humanity, and your sons and daughters will prophesy. Okay. Well, I remember being highly jealous, you know what I mean? I'm jealous of her spirit with God, you know what I mean? And if I was supposed to protect her or something, you know, I would. But at this point, now I come out, and that's when I knew the one in the sun. When I came out of the room, I knew the one in the sun. He showed me all of that in the spirit. And when he took me up there, I had that John moment of come up here. I went through each one of these. Okay. And when he said Joshua, the last words came out, Christ. If he hadn't have said Joshua, I would have felt like I just had the Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? So he gave me the name, and so I knew it wasn't that. However, it was the experience with Christ, and that was the name that he gave me, his name and his Father's name written on my forehead that was promised. Does that make sense? I mean, are we still following? All this happens in Revelation. And I just had this walk through the 12 gates experience in chapter 21 of Revelation. You know, there's only 22 after that, right? Well, I get it. You know, I know you guys have all had your own experience. Okay, so let me keep going. So, over this period of time, I mean, I went through a great growing. I'm talking about all the things that I can tell you now that you ask me questions over and over and over. I've been kicked around, spit, flipped, spit on, smacked, beat up. I'm just talking about in the spirit. So good luck. You know what I mean? I've been everything. That's why I can answer the questions I can. It's because I've been trained to do so. Well, in 2015, I remember this. It first started with the Elijah thing. The angels, the thing didn't start just yet. You want to hear about the stone upon the right stone in Revelation? It's in the churches. First, he says, I'll give you a name that on a white stone that only you will know. And then he says in another one of the churches, he who endures to the end of this one, I will write my name and my Father's name on your forehead. I knew it in my head. So I understand it. It's in your head. It's in your forehead. Okay, so in 2015, it was Rachel's birthday because I was taking her to the pyramid to see the Bass Pro Shop. You know what I mean? It was just something to do for her birthday. It was new. And I was like, we'll just go check that out. No money, really, just hang out, go out to eat. Well, we on the way there, she's like, look, you need to talk to Bailey, who's my son. He's about 16, maybe younger than that. Thinking how old he was. About 16, I guess. Was he 15 or 16? I can't remember. But she said, I was out on the porch with him, and she said, he just comes out there, sits down, and starts talking to her, and then next thing you know, he's preaching at her. And he says, come, walk with me, and turns around and walks out. She says she couldn't get out of her chair fast enough to follow him. And then he turns around, he don't even know what's going on. And I couldn't wait to get home to talk to him. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't wait. I was done with the pyramid at that moment before we even got there. I went there and kind of, looked around a little bit. I couldn't wait to get home to be with him. You know what I mean? I was done with the birthday, basically. But we did anyway. So I get home and there he is, he's bouncing around through the house, going back and forth from his computer game or whatever, Xbox game to the refrigerator. He like nothing, you know. And I'm like, hey man, what's going on? Oh, nothing, you know. I was like, hey, what? Your mom tells me so. This is it. Yeah, yeah. Any names come to you? Yeah, Elijah. Yeah, I'm telling it now. He says, yeah, Elijah. Well, man, you know, and it's kind of just like real nonchalantly walking through the house. And I'm believing it. I already believe it. Not Elijah yet, but I already believe he's going through something. But you're going to say Elijah. That's a big name to say. And I think it's real cute. You know what I mean? But I didn't say this to him, but I'm thinking it in my head. I was like, that's real cute. But I don't, you know what I mean? I still got to question him more. And I'm trying to get him off, you know, like go outside, you know, hang out. We're standing out in the driveway with him, you know, and talking to him. And he's telling me these things. He's like, Dad, it feels like there's 1,000 angels right in my face. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? And he said, Gabriel said, and I'm like, Gabriel? What? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. These are, like, I didn't say this to him, but I'm like, Gabriel, are you sure? You know, that's how I'm talking to him. But in my mind, I'm like, it's blowing my mind. You know what I mean? So he tells me these things, and he's talking about Gabriel and Elijah and Gabriel and Elijah. So I go in, you know, and I'm like, so I got the books of the Bible, but I went in, and it was when the computer was still cool to get on. Remember that? Before everything was about buy something? You know, when you could get on it and you could actually look, web pages were everywhere, you know. It was, I've looked up the other books of the Bible with Elijah in it. And doggone it if it didn't constantly have angels and Elijah and Gabriel and Elijah and Gabriel. And I was like, after I done read all this kid done told me all this, I walk out there in belief. So I start listening to him, and now I'm really listening to him. You know what I mean? To the point where I'm falling in love with this kid. You know what I mean? Like, I was already in love, you know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Like, a renewed, like, and he's saying things that are so, like, I mean, like, believe, like, they were connecting things that in here never did. You know, like, he's saying things that just blowing my mind. Like, he's like, Dad. He's like, he said, you know, over the time of this 3-week period, and more went on during this 3-week period, but Elijah was the big thing for me, you know, biggest. I wouldn't say it's the biggest, but it was one of the biggest, you know, because the other things wouldn't have made sense if it wasn't for it. But he told me, he said, Dad, you know where the spirit, no, he said, you know where the spirit of Elijah comes from? I said, no. He said there was a great war in heaven, and Michael and Gabriel came in, and Lucifer had a smile on his face, so they got in a big fight because they knew what he'd done. And Lucifer stabbed Gabriel in his wing, and God healed his wing. And Elijah is the spirit of the scar of Gabriel's wing. I mean, this is the type of stuff nonstop, like blowing my mind. Like, what? They're all together in all the other books that just aren't really in here. They're in more like your your Ethiopian Bible. You know what I mean? All the books aren't in here. I mean, this kid don't have an Ethiopian Bible. He don't even do nothing but play his video games and watch Naruto. You know, like, he's telling me things out of the Bible that I'm like almost like felt like a genius at this point with it, and he's blowing my mind. He's blowing my mind. So I followed him around like a little kid for about 3 weeks, you know, and I mean, it was one thing after another, after another. He went with Patty, stayed at her house. He blew her mind, had her boo-hooing. He had me boo-hooing, Rachel boo-hooing. I mean, it was nonstop things coming out of his mouth that were like ancient, like you just couldn't, like things that secrets that weren't in here. You're not going to find it in here. The connections, like he said, Dad, you know where your spirit came from? I said, no, you know, tell me. He said, there was a piece broke off of the North Star, And he said, when it hit the Earth's atmosphere, it broke into 500 pieces. And you're just one of those pieces. What? He said, you came from the same place Jesus did. That's why you feel the experiences he does, because you're just one of those pieces. So, I mean, and that explains so much, because I had some whacked out food. Remember I told you if you had to give me that name, I would have thought, you know what I mean? Like literally, this kid's blowing my mind. Are you guys still interested? Are you still interested? Well, I'm hearing trucks outside and stuff. Okay, I gotta quit driving on the road so fast. You still got y'all. Throw them ones up. Are you still interested in this story? Well, a lot of stuff was said, even the 10-year thing. I'm just waiting on stuff to connect up. Okay, so a lot of things are said during that time, even the 10-year thing, and a lot of stuff that I probably wouldn't remember unless it was brought up, like Miss Francis asked me about animals. Well, she brought it out of me. Yeah, I remember Elijah saying something about that, you know. He really did, because he said to Patty as well when he was along with her. You know, she was upset about her little furry dog, you know. So, anyway, I go look in the Bible. I'm like, well, let me look back to the Elijah story, you know, Malachi, chapter 4. What was it? Well, it was in Malachi, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, now, you know, I was like, where does it say it here? Where Elijah comes, you know? And I go to it, and it says, in the last days, I'll send you the prophet Elijah, and you'll turn the hearts of fathers to their sons and sons to their fathers, or else I smite the earth with a curse. He certainly turned my heart to my son, but also during this time, I'm out on the porch, you know, and I'm like, I remember like the thing is like, it sounded like this particular year, it's instead of acorns hitting the house, it sounded like they was being beamed at the house. I kept telling Rachel, I was like, dog, oh, I was like, why does it sound like that? I was like, what was the tree just rearing back and throwing them? You know what I mean? Like they don't usually sound like that. It was like, boom. I'm like, that is weird. And everywhere we walk, me and Bailey, you know, well, Elijah, but his name's Bailey. We'd walk between houses. You could hear all between houses. He said, you hear that? I said, yeah. Well, I start hearing, like, it started raining. And I mean, it rained on and off for 3 weeks all day long. Like, harder, lighter, harder. But it always, for 3 weeks, it rained nonstop. All right. So anyway, yeah. Sorry about that. I always get the ones up just so that I can see if everybody's still like with me. And I've already got those, so you don't have to put them up. But anyway, so I started hearing like I started hearing walking. Like it'd be like I'd hear a couple raindrops and then hear boom, 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 boom. And I would go, man, did you hear that? And they would. I mean, Rachel would go, yeah. I don't know. She would look like she's looking with me. And I was like, man, that is wild. I'm hearing walking on top of the house, you know. That sound like footsteps on the top of the house. And I'm like, man, that is wild. She went with me for about a week, you know. Well, I'm hearing whispering too. All over the place, you know what I mean? Like, I'd walk outside and I'm like, sounds like whispering. I'm hearing walking and whispering. Next thing you know, it's getting more and more intense. Nonstop. Like more like not just a little bit, nonstop. And finally until it got to the point where I was like, I can hear you. Speak to me. Yeah, that's what I thought I wanted. You know what I mean? That's really what I thought I wanted, you know, at the time. And I'm out there on the driveway by myself, and I said, speak to me. And he said, hey. And when he did, I said, oh my God. I went in the house, you know what I mean? I was like, I was hearing things bumping around in the house. I was like, oh no, no. I went into the bathroom. And I was hiding in the bath. I even ran a bathtub of like water, and I was like, got in it, and I was like, oh my, what am I gonna do? I'm at the house by myself. I I done stirred up something, man. You know, I mean, I'm hearing a bump around in the bathroom. Rachel comes in the bathroom for a second. Look, I got soap all over me, you know. And I mean, she's like walk in to get something and is gonna walk back out. I'm like, hey, come here. You know what I mean? I remember being scared out of my mind. You know what I mean? Well, anyway, I started like drying off soap off my body. You know what I mean? Like, hang on a second. Here I come. What are you doing? No, I just hang on. I ain't telling her what it is. You know what I mean? Because everybody gonna think I done lost it. You know. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm staying with her in the house. You know, don't leave me in here alone. You know. So, well, but you got to think, for like a week, she was doing the stuff with me. And then finally I looked at her and said, you ain't hearing it, are you? And she was like, I mean, kind of, you know, oh man, I've been playing along with me. And kind of everybody was a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I hear you, you know, I'm like hearing it, you know? So I realized after about a week that Bailey's hearing it, but the others ain't. So me and Elijah are hearing it, but the others aren't hearing it like we're hearing it a little bit. They were hearing the acorns, but they weren't hearing that. Well, I remember like waking up one morning. I wake up one morning at the house. I done kind of got used to these things. You know, I'm hearing the whispering and the walking. This went on for a good week and a half or two, talking to Bailey nonstop. And I come out, now I've got this new thing happening. I'm like, man, are my ears busted? I walked outside and everything kind of sounds kind of fuzzy, you know? I mean, like, my ears sound busted, you know? So I remember going to the store where Rachel worked. As I'm walking, I noticed it kind of outside, but not really, you know what I mean? I hadn't paid a whole lot of attention to it yet. And then I walk in the store, and you know how like you're walking past a refrigerator, like little refrigerator, big refrigerator, the big cooler. As I'm walking past them, the sounds are staying the same, but changing with it. So I walk outside. I'm like, is that the noise I'm hearing? I walk outside and it's, nonstop. Not a break in it. I'm like, man, this is getting too wild. Now, I'm hearing stuff walking. I'm hearing stuff talking. I done been spoke to. And now, along with the Elijah thing, so I'm going through all these phases. You know what I mean? He's a little less worried about it because he's Elijah. But I ain't been Elijah. You know what I mean? So, he's just a little more, but I don't know, he's hearing the, and you know what he goes? He goes, Dad, let you hear the, I was like, yeah, I hear it. You know what I mean? He said, so anyway, grows even bigger than that. I remember calling Patty came to the house. Everybody was like, I started hearing, sounded like harps. Dee-doo, dee-doo, along with the just these noises, right? Weird noises. And it got even bigger than that. I started hearing chanting from the sky. And it sounded a lot like this. I know that you guys are going to laugh, you know what I mean? But it did. I didn't understand the language. But it was a male voice. And it sounded like, now, you got to imagine the along with the dee-doo, dee-doo, all at the same time. And then I'm hearing, from the sky. From the sky, like as loud as you could go. I could walk in the house, don't hear it. Walk outside, from the sky now, and I mean along with the so I mean they're thinking I'm thinking the end's coming. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's close. I gotta go, we gotta go, we're all gonna go. I'm going by myself. I don't know what's happening, you know what I mean? But my mind's blown. Wouldn't you? I remember, look, so what else happened? What else happened? I'm trying to give y'all this full experience, okay? So now, I go from not just hearing them walking, not just hearing their voices, I start seeing them a little bit, a little transparency. You know what I mean? Like what you'd see a transparent looking being almost till they got real thick, transparent. I was neighbor comes over. I went to work. I was working at the little place we were living. I was working there, and the neighbor worked with me, and he said, "What was you doing on top of your house last night?" And I was like, "Dude, I wasn't on top of my house." "Oh yeah, you were on top of your house." "No, I wasn't." He was convinced I was on top of my house. He didn't believe me. How would I be out there in my house on top of my house in the rain? You know, stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Like just nonstop. And these things started doing things like I was over at a friend's house. I said, "Man, there are angels all around us." And they were like, "Well, you should quit talking like that." I said, "You want me to get them to do something?" Her picture jumps off the wall and lands in the middle of the floor. She said, "Stop it, stop it, stop it." Just like that. I was scaring the crap out of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I literally like was having these huge experience. I've had some huge experience, guys. Well, guess what sound the sun makes? If you were to go to the sun, look it up, makes that noise. You know, but anyway, what else? I mean, it was nonstop. Like, I remember I was out, I remember like asking, I done got to the point where I could ask these things to do stuff where I was like, man, I was going to have to go cut some trees down. I wasn't that good at running a chainsaw. And I was like, man, please, man, make me look good today. Cause this other guy's trying to make me look bad. You know, I didn't know he's really just, you know how somebody's playing for your friend, but they ain't, you know, he was doing that deal. So I was trying to look good that day cause I was going to have to work it straight with the man and him. And, doggone it, their own chainsaw that these guys are good. Hey, the own chainsaw couldn't run. It would only run for me. It would only run for me. They'd run. Boom. Okay. How about while I'm going along, I lose the little key thing. You know, the little, you know, I lost the little Allen wrench, whatever, you know, in a whole field. I lost this thing. I was like, oh my God, I lost this guy's brand new, you know, what a way to look on this, you know. Chainsaw cranks for me. I'm going to cut the trees down, but literally, like, I just lost this thing. I was freaked out. I walked around looking, and no sooner I got right at this one spot, something slammed into me in my chest. I looked down, there it was. Now, I think, like, I don't know, something tapped me right when I got to where it was at, like that, and I stopped because it hit me, and it was laying right there. Showed me exactly where it was. Okay, and there was a lot more, but there was a lot went on. There was a lot I can't put together real good. But I was over at Patty's house, Patty for Christ's house. I was out in her backyard, and I mean, you got to think I'm hearing these things real good. You know, I'm out in the backyard, and I got out there. I was back there by myself, and I'm hearing something over on the other side of the fence. It sounded big, you know. And I'll tell you another funny thing that happened at my place, but and it was before that, but I'm over her house and I said, speak. Nothing happened. Now, I mean, I imagine other people, but I didn't got to the point where I was, you know, I'm talking more spiritual than I am with the people. I said, speak. Nothing happened. I said, speak. And when I did, something went, "Rah, rah." And when it did that, it sounded like it's going to come over the fence. All of a sudden, something on the top of Patty's house was going boom, boom, boom. I was turning around, you know, on top of her house. She comes out the door. She says, "What is that?" As soon as she did that, it went from boom, boom, and it was somebody hammering down the street. Somebody hammering way down the street. Sounded like way far off. It bent that noise to come over there and sound like it was beating on top of her house. Okay, and I was like, she was like, what is that? As soon as she came outside, said, what is that? Gone down the street. No more noise. What it was is the more you get to believing, the more starts happening. I'm serious, guys. I'm serious. So I remember being at the house. This is probably before then, you know, but I mean, I'm out there and the rain, it just sounds like they're running all around. I mean, I knew what he said when he said, Dad, I feel like there's thousands of angels in my face, because I felt it too. You know, it just grew and grew and grew. Well, what was happening each day is my door was opening up a little bit more. The veil was lifting a little bit more each day, a little bit more. But it just opened a little bit more for me than everybody else. He was just used to it. He was here to do what he was to do. You know, and I mean, I thought, yeah, I was like, I was like, we all got to go. I'm going. I don't know, something's happening. Well, I remember being at the house and I'm listening to all this in the rain. It sounded like something landed huge and was running at me. I ran in the house. And as soon as I shut the door, there was nothing there. I was expecting something to bust through the door. You know what I mean? And I opened the door and it wasn't out there. When it was just, but I just, no sooner than I get out to, I'd be listening, you know, the rain, and I'd try not to hear it. And it would be like, everything sounded like individual drops instead of like rain normally sounds. It sounded like, I mean, that's how it sounded everywhere to me. And I would hear from that, it would go to, am I making the noises good for you guys? Am I doing it? I mean, I sounds like, in these things right here, it sounds like I remember it, you know? And, is this an interesting enough story? So anyway, I remember walking out onto I was out on the, I was walking out onto the porch, and I look over at we were living there was a trailer across from ours, right? And in the window of the trailer, it looked like one of them stigmata looking lady faces. And I was like, that is weird. I didn't even tell nobody in the house. I went in the house and they called me outside. Both my daughter, son, and my wife called me outside. And they was like, look in that window. You see that stigmata? I was like, I already seen it. I was trying not to see it. You know what I mean? We all saw it. Well, what else happened during that time? Oh yeah, me and Rachel were out there on the porch, and all of a sudden we start hearing this voice come out of nowhere at us. I mean, it sounded like it went through us. You know what I mean? Like through us, went around the trailer, and was like, what was that? As soon as we did that, my daughter comes out of the house and said, hey, did you say here, kitty, kitty? No. Well, we're looking at each other, you know what I mean? And we're like, no, we didn't say it to you. You got to see if your brother said it. You know, no, he didn't say it. Okay. So me and Rachel walked down to the end, like we're looking down the street. And I mean, you're talking like 7 houses down, you know what I mean? Way down there, this guy comes out of the back, red face, going, here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, kitty, kitty. I was like, what the? Well, by the end of this thing, you know, it went on for like 3 weeks. So you're talking about like around Rachel's birthday all the way to about Halloween. Okay, about Halloween this time. Because she's born on October 7th, 1977. Well, anyway, literally it got to the point where I was seeing them so good. I walked outside one day and it looked like trick-or-treaters everywhere, but it was the real deal. You know what I mean? Like, I'd see a smoke figure and something else, and it looked like there were so many different beings. I didn't know what to make out of anything. I was like, this one coming out of this house, jumping down off this car, running over this way, and it got so big that I don't know, man. Like my veil was open. My veil was wide open. I was either going to be going. It was either going to close back up, or I was going to be straight for Jesus or a straight nut job. You know what I mean? Like that's how, because he even told me, Elijah told me, he said, did you know that people that have seen as much as you have couldn't come back? You know what I mean? And I was like, what? You know what I mean? It just, a lot of things he said blew my mind, you know, but he told me during that time, he said, that we had 10 years left. Now, you know, this is 2015 at the end of it, about 10 years left. And he said that, and then the things he said after it kind of sounded like the rapture to me, you know. It was like, he said the earth would be uninhabitable for 50 years and that we would be brought back to it. And I mean, some things, look, I never added to anything that he said because I didn't want to taint his message with my own pollution. Does that make sense? I didn't want to go, hey, well, what about this and this and this? Because I took it like golden. Like, I just followed him around like a little child for like 3 weeks. I was the child. He was the teacher. You know what I mean? I was a child and he was the teacher. And one night, it seemed like there was a lot of movement going on in my house. You know what I mean? I was hearing the walking from Rachel to each one of the kids walking into to me. And I actually saw it. Look, I went over there. I was like, man, I need to lay down because they're doing something to them. I could see them doing it. They were going around to each one of them. I could see the little clear looking. They were, I'm leaving out a whole thing. Okay. It got to the point where I could just look over at the wall and it was, everything looked like a picture. Everything looked like like all the woodwork, like wood, any raw wood. It was like I could see pictures in it. You know what I mean? And I'm hearing, now this is weird. I know this is weird, but I'm hearing Ninja Turtles or Go Ninja Turtles. And I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? You know, like, well, Go Ninja Turtles. And I'm looking at these. Well, anyway, it ended up being Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo, and Raphael. They were painters. And literally, if I was seeing like they were, like, I could have just sit there and drawn you a picture. It was already there. All I had to do was just color it in on everything. It got really deep, y'all, really deep. As that veil opens, you wouldn't believe the things that you will see and experience. But I remember like staring over at the wall, and twice I almost made it to the Holy of Holies. Twice I almost made it there. I was almost there. And the next thing I know, like, as soon as I started to see the light, Rachel come up and go, hey, what's up? And I'm like, wait, whoa, you know, and I was like, man, you just messed me up. And it got to the point where it didn't matter whether somebody called my name or not. I could look back over and go right back into where I was going. I was seeing visions, you know, and you just keep watching, and that movement would start happening, and you will go, you know, like, no matter whether they came up to me or not, I could just go right back into it. It got that deep. Well, next thing you know, at night when they were going around all of them, I went and laid down. I'm waiting, you know what I mean? Like, I can hear them walking up. I hear the carpet and bed crank, you know, everything they were doing. And I had my eyes closed, and I saw eyeballs, you know, in the darkness of your eyes. The darkness, like when you've got your eyes closed, you know, it's not really that dark. You still see something, like kind of like a fuzzy TV, but darker than that, you know. Eyeballs are popping in clearly. And I was like, they are doing something, you know. Well, next day they were gone. Elijah gone. All was gone. Noises, everything was gone. Okay. I had a huge experience, gone. You know what I mean? Not gone, but veil closed. No more of that for 10 years. So I was told 10 years, and I had that huge experience. Well, I've had other things happen, but they're not, it made more like remove a demon out of somebody or something like that, but not that strong of an experience. So, and then, so now I've done had the Elijah experience, the Jesus experience, the this and that, you know, all like this Bible came alive, y'all. It came alive. I was scared to read it for a while. I was like, no, I can't go through that again. You know what I mean? Whatever, you know, did you understand how deep that is? Is that a wild story? Is that a wild story? I just thought I'd go highly personal and tell you a cool story. You know what I mean? My story. The other people can give their account of it that were in, you know, what they saw, what they heard. But I was probably the strongest one of them all through hearing, seeing, and you know, like my son is embarrassed to even talk about it. Like he don't even remember much. Like he wasn't. It was more Elijah than him. Is that y'all believe me? I'm sorry if did I miss something or somebody. I'm just telling my story. So if I miss somebody, it's because I'm telling it. Yeah, when they want to hear it. I'm bad. Throw them ones up if you're with me. Is that so that's really like a lot of my stuff and all the things that you hear that I say either came from Elijah, experience with Jesus, and all the in between, all the way to now. But I've been completed for 12 years. Completion for over 12 years. And I've been telling these stories for over 12 years. And when did people start getting it the most? Joshua Malekula comes out September 23rd and 24th. The rapture, Jesus came to him, told him the Exodus was coming. But it didn't happen, or he took it as the rapture, and it didn't happen. But I've noticed that the most people that have ever gotten the one and the sons that we've been showing ever started after the September 23rd, 24th Exodus that was talked about. It is September 23rd, 24th. I've noticed more people have gotten it after that than way before that. I talked for years and years and years. Even Patty for Christ. All of them. I mean, she just really, really, really came to the notion right after that, right during that time. All of you. I've been talking to Patty for, oh my gosh, since 08. And she's questioned me up and down, and she's the Bible thumping, you know what I mean? Come at me with every verse. And each one of my tackle, and she'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. And then the next time I see her, she's ready for me again. My whole entire marriage, you know what I mean? Like half of it, at least more than half of it. And so she was training me for the time of now. I wanted her to believe. My parents weren't going to believe me at all. They think I think I'm Jesus Christ. I would never think I'm my own Messiah. Makes sense? Like the word became alive. It became alive, and I've lived it. I have lived the things in this Bible, at least a lot of them, to where I know what they mean. You know what I mean? Because I kept reading until I started really believing. And I mean, like each thing was to overcome, but you have a spiritual experience that makes you like, wow, what was that? I had to make sure and I was probably one of the least spiritual of them all when we got married. I was more like, they called me, like, man, something done, I made this bed 3 times. I'd be like, y'all are nuts. I don't see nothing in here, you know what I mean? Whatever. I was just like that. They was always telling me like, y'all are crazy. I go, look. Yeah, I'm Jason. You know, I grew up Baptist. We don't experience spiritual experiences. You know what I mean? We get read the Bible and we just believe. You know what I mean? There's some Pentecostals and I went to their church. I was like, man, yeah, you know. But after I went for a while, I was like, man, they're like their church better. I like the Baptist one because I like how they get into it. You know what I mean? I never have spoken tongues. Not even till now. I've never spoken tongues. Because when Jesus spoke to me, it was in English. I heard in my language anyway. Whatever he spoke to me, I heard it in my language. But you know, I went from the least to the most of all of them. You know, but I'd have to say, like, when you read about Zerubbabel is, what does it say about Zerubbabel? She is the, Oh, it didn't say she, it's a he. And, that's why I could never get it, because I didn't understand the spirit. You know what I mean? I didn't understand that it stood for something. It wasn't like it had to be a he. That's where I learned that girls were involved too. You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking just, like they do in the Bible, you know what I mean? But that's how I know. The Zerubbabel spirit, what was it? Is the apple of, not the apple, but maybe I'm not saying it right at this point, but because I had this experience. I had the one out of Zechariah. Let me turn to it. The one out of Zechariah. She had the one out of Haggai. Haggai and Zechariah. So let me show you this experience I had. Then he showed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of the Lord, with Satan standing at his right side to accuse him. The Lord said to Satan, the Lord rebuke you, Satan. May the Lord has chosen Jerusalem rebuke you. Isn't this man a burning stick snatched from the fire? How anybody ever heard me say that before? I'm just a burning stick snatched from the fire. Now Joshua was dressed with filthy clothes as he stood before the angel, so that standing before the, let me say it right. So the angel of the Lord spoke to those standing before him, take off his filthy clothes. Then he said to him, see, I have removed your sin from you, and I will clothe you with splendid robes. Then he said, I let them put a clean turban on his head, so that the clean turban was placed on his head. And they clothed him with garments, while the angel of the Lord standing nearby. I had that experience. Then the angel of the Lord said to Joshua, this is what the Lord of hosts says. If you walk in my ways and keep my instructions, you will both rule my house and take care of my courts. I will also grant you access among these are standing here. Listen, Joshua, the high priest, you are your colleagues sitting before you. Indeed, these men are signs that I am about to bring my servant the branch. Notice the stone I have set before Joshua. On that one stone are 7 eyes. I will engrave on instructions on it. This is what the declaration of the Lord of hosts. And I will take away the sin of this land in a single day. What do I walk around preaching? Removal of sin. Not what your normal preaching is of once a sinner, always a sinner. All you got to do is believe. What do I tell you? You know what I tell you? I tell you what happened to me here to you all the time. On that day, each of you will invite his neighbor to sit under the vine and fig tree. This is the declaration of the Lord of hosts. I see that happening now. People coming and sitting under the fig tree and listening. You know what I mean? Not everybody, because I'm not for everybody. There's more than one of us. There's 4,000 of us going around the earth right now. I want to go into all that. You want to hear the rest of it? This right here, I had to go into all that to get back to this. I had to go into all that. See, dispensationalists, I told him about it earlier, but I just threw some numbers at him. You know what I mean? I guess kind of like you spoke to, but I've told y'all, I've opened up to you guys so that you can understand this deal that I had going on. Good night. Good night. I've opened up to y'all just so you can understand why I do what I do. Okay, and maybe you can understand me a little bit better. As far, you guys already just soak it up, but you want to know where it came from. Where it came from to me. Why is it so? I'm like, come on, bring it on. Let's do this. Ask me any questions. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Well, back to Elijah told me that there were 4,000 like me, 4,000 like us. There were 4,000 of us, and that we were to wake up or free the 4,000. I'm only one of 4,000. We're to wake up the other 140,000. That was I tell you guys, you're the anointed ones. I know you're the anointed ones. When you throw the one up, that means anointed one. So each one of you that wakes up from the sin is a Christ, an anointed one. That's what Christ means, is anointed one. And Enoch, the book of Enoch, it says the elect one, which is the capital E, the elect one, which would be Jesus Christ, will come get his lowercase elected ones. You hear me? Is that what you think the rapture is going to be? When Jesus Christ comes to get his elected ones. The elect one is coming to get his elected ones. The uppercase, lowercase. Or, he says in Enoch, the anointed one, capital A, capital 1, or the anointed ones, the lowercase anointed ones. Y'all follow me? Do I need to write that down for you to kind of see that? Or can you picture what I'm saying? When it's in the book, this is the way it looks. When it's talking about Jesus, it's big capital letters. When it's talking about the other ones, it's lowercase letters. So we're lowercase letters on that's in Enoch. Okay, when it talks about the end days. Well, I understand what that means. And I'm telling you guys, the anointed one is about to come get his anointed ones. We're real close. We're real close. If you take the number 4,000, have to get how many? 140,000. And you divide those numbers, it means that approximately each one of us has to get, each one of the 4,000 has to get 35 people. So I'm watching you guys daily, trying to see if we can get these numbers up to about 35. Because I figure if everybody's doing their job right now, like I am, then when we get close to the number 35, between 35, 40, maybe 35, 30. If I'm lesser than them, you know what I mean? Whatever, we fly. We're ready to fly. We're getting ready for the anointed one now. So what am I doing right now with the other 4,000? Preparing the way for the Lord. Now, are we the only ones? No. There's a great multitude in heaven of which no one can count. Because when he comes to get his bride, the guests are going to be there too. Let me say again. Dude, I can't believe you're leaving during this great story. Just go. I'm just kidding. It's a great story, man. You can't leave during this great story. It just got good. It just got to be about you. Is that me? That makes sense, guys. Am I blowing your mind? Does it feel you feel something out of it? Just tell me. Cowgirl's laughing. I know what you're laughing about. I already know. Cowgirl says, go. I'm trying to hear this story. Anyway, yeah. I just wanted to tell y'all where all this comes from. So we are about to fly. That's why you see all the things happening you see right now. UFO coming out, UFO files being dropped, Epstein, all the people being arrested from the big money. Like when they start with the hierarchy of kings and stuff and start arresting princes and stuff like that, the rest fall afterwards. Bankers, big, then you start getting over into all the way down to Hollywood. So it's coming this way. That's why they're trying to get you ready for UFO, starting fires and killed a head guy in Mexico, boots on Iran. We're fixing to fly. So do I know when, what day or hour? But I know that it's close. It's close. Whether it's one of these times that one of these guys says, or, he don't know he's right. We don't know he's right. We don't know he's wrong. He don't know he's wrong either. You know what I mean? We don't know. So right now I'd entertain almost every rapture theory, every rapture date, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? So when I sit here and say I know who the two witnesses are, I do. I've been saying it all along. It's Joshua and Zerubbabel. Been saying it all along. Elijah, and they all have their parts. Everybody has their part. Elijah has a way bigger part than the two witnesses. That's what you guys don't know. Elijah has a bigger part than the two witnesses. That's what I've been knowing. But I've been trying to tell it all the time, two witnesses are already here. There's more than just us. There's 4,000 waking up 140,000 to make, what is it? This is the catching up. I'm in the 10th grade. Y'all are in the 8th grade. You know what I mean? So what you're doing is you're being brought up to the 10th grade. You'll get caught up right now. I'm catching you up with what I know because we fly soon. You can ask me any question. Come on with it. Come on with it. I'm not scared of anything. I'm not like your regular little preacher, teacher, little guy. I just opened up, told y'all everything tonight. And I'm not doing this again. You know what I mean? Like I am not, nobody else gets to hear this much because I can't keep telling it like this. I started not to do it, but I can't do it. I want to do a private and do it. You know what I mean? Where it's just us. Because I don't trust everybody. You know what I mean? Like, but you can't hurt us. No weapon will form against us will prosper. Listen, guys, if you don't believe, look, talking about just things like that, everybody, I'll take calls. Yeah. I'll take calls. I've been ready for this my whole life. Not my whole life, but you know what I mean. I'm taking calls. Yeah. Let me open this phone. I'm sure this brings about some questions. Anyway, you know who asked me the most questions about everything, but I shut them. Dispensationalist was sending me messages. He showed this rapture theory, that rapture. So I sent him this big, long message today, and he was like, why didn't you already tell me this? I was like, dude, I probably said the things just in sections. You know what I mean? I don't say, oh, here we go. Sorry, bud. I just seen where you was calling. One at a time. I'm taking Jason Kearns. All right, let me make sure I get you on here. Oh, we're on regular phone. Never mind. Are we on regular? Okay, here we go. Got you?
You hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man.
It's Jason Kern.
Hey, bud.
How's it going?
Good, man. Did I do any mind blowing tonight?
Oh, for sure. I love the personal stories because I don't think I ever heard the full story of Elijah when he visited you.
Man, I was more than Elijah. I just never said it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm like,
all the little details. That was cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it was huge, dude. It was huge. I would say more happened to me than most people probably just talk about in their whole life because a couple experiences I've had, all those in a week or 2 days, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm serious.
Yeah.
So
I called in because I kind of wanted to share my experiences. So last time I called in, I talked to you about, how I came to the Lord. Now I want to talk a little bit about what happened afterwards. So, if you remember my story at all, last June is when, I really accepted and surrendered. And,
yeah, I do remember your story. I do.
All right. So, from that point moving forward, the whole Joshua thing was catching fire with the September 23rd. And I jumped on that train fully. And, I think everybody did, honestly. It caught fire like crazy.
Caught my ears.
That's what I'm saying.
Caused me to come out.
Everybody was on that. So, fast forward a little bit towards closer to the actual date and time that we're talking about with September 23rd. And, I hadn't really had any major experiences my whole life to that point. Nothing that stood out as far as being supernatural or anything like that. Come about August time frame, we were going on a vacation, my wife and I. It was our 20th anniversary, and we went to Tennessee, down to Pigeon Forge.
I know where you went. I've been there.
Awesome place, lots of fun. I highly recommend. Probably my favorite thing that I did there was we went to the Dolly Parton Stampede.
Yeah.
And that show was terrific. The food was terrific. The show was just insane. It was so good.
Dolly's got a good thing going on down there.
What's that?
I said Dolly has a cool thing going on down there. She's got.
Dude, I'm telling you, she got Dollywood, the whole day. Tennessee is a blast. So it's a hidden gem a lot of people don't know about. And there's so much to do there. You could be busy for weeks and weeks and weeks. But anyway, so we're on vacation. We're down there hanging out, whatever. I'm still at that time on the first time of reading the Bible cover to cover. So I think I'm getting near the end. I'm pretty sure I already read Proverbs. I was getting near the end of Old Testament. Where I forget which day exactly it was or whatever, but we were out doing our thing, came home, was resting. My wife went to lay down. I stayed out in the living room, turned on the fireplace, and was reading my Bible, just kind of staring off of the deck into the stars, and just, reading my Bible, chilling out, hanging out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not really doing anything other than that, just chilling out. And the next thing I know, I start seeing a star, a literal star. It wasn't an orb, because I'll talk about that in a minute. But it was literally a star in the sky. It started moving around erratically. Not how you don't see stars move, a shooting star.
Right.
It was not a shooting star.
Right.
It was moving in such a weird pattern.
Okay.
It was very odd.
Yeah.
It was not moving all over the sky. It was staying kind of in a central place, and it wouldn't move outside of that box, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
To where, it'd move any which way. I don't know if it was making any kind of pattern or anything like that, but it was moving in like a zigzag type of a pattern and going back to its original spot, and it would start all over again. And I watched it for quite a while, and it was kind of making the same, almost, I don't want to say like Morse code, but it was like some kind of a pattern that it was doing over and over.
You're meant
to
see whatever you see. So
okay,
you're meant to see what you see. So what did you
I'm
see?
sitting there, I'm freaking out about this. It's middle of the night, 2, 3 in the morning, whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wake my wife up and see if she's. I'm starting to think I'm nuts at this point, because to this point in my life, I've never really experienced anything outside of 1 or 2 things that I've explained away in my own mind. Whatever. But so I called out to my wife. I'm like, yo, wake up, come here, check this out. She comes out on the deck and looks up, and sure enough, she sees it. I'm like, so I'm not crazy. She's like, no, you're like, I'm seeing it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm totally like, this is the coolest thing I ever seen in my life, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much the end of that story, right?
Okay.
So
and this was what month?
This is August. It's
Okay.
around our anniversary. I can't remember the exact date, but our anniversary is August 30th.
After, so right before September 23rd.
Right
Okay,
before
yeah.
that.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
All right.
So we get back home after vacation, whatever. We're chilling out, and then I start having dreams. First dream I had, I was at work. I was about to leave, about to punch out. It was daylight outside, so I knew it had to be one of the overtime days that I was working. In the dream, I didn't know what day it was, but just by off of what was going on, I could tell it was either a Thursday or a Friday, because they're the only days that I leave at 4:00.
Right.
All the rest of the days of the week, I leave at 8:00, so it's already dark outside. You get the point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm punching out. I'm going outside. As I'm coming outside, stepping down the steps to the parking lot to go to my car, everybody, we're all kind of like a line like ducks walking towards our cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I see, and I do want to point out that in this dream, everybody was kind of wearing like shorts and t-shirts. I feel like it was like spring or summer,
Right.
or maybe even fall, but it was still warm.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all going towards our cars, and the next thing I know, I start seeing like a pink, purplish fog come across like the ground, and it starts kind of going over everything, taking over everything.
Right.
I look up towards the sky, and as I look up towards the sky, it's the best way I can describe it's like the northern lights shining down on me.
I've seen
colors,
those
whatnot.
about 4 times this last year.
I know, crazy, right?
Never
seen it.
Never seen before in my life till this last year. Along with, we were in the path of totality on the solar eclipse. Right with Tanya and Lord Jesus Saves. We're all on a path for reason. We figured that out today. It's like we're close to each other for a reason. There's a reason for that. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you what. March 3rd will be the third blood moon in 3 years.
Right.
So that means it happened 24, 25, and now 26. And the only other time, as far as I know, I'm not saying 100% fact because, I research stuff to a point.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, that's the only other time it's happened other than recently was when Jesus was crucified. You go back 3 years before him, blood moon, blood moon, blood moon, this the year that he was crucified.
Right.
So I think that has some kind of significance.
Well, I got a video on that today. If you guys like to see it after this call.
Yeah,
I played it. I played it early on, and a lot of y'all weren't in here.
100%.
Yeah, and it's about Purim and all of that. It's a story out of the Bible that lines up exactly with every bit of this.
We're there, brother.
Dude, we're there. We're there. I don't know what day, what hour, but I feel it upon us. I feel it real strong. I talked to Michael, which is Lord Tanya's son, Michael Parsons. I talked to him for 6 hours this morning. That's why I was pretty much cooked when I got on this live. You know what I mean? I then talked the Bible with him, told him most of this story, but not like this deep. You know what I mean? I told him kind of like I did Dishpan this morning. You know what I mean? I kind of blew his mind. He was kind of freaked out. You know what I mean? But it's because when you hear somebody else say it that's close to you, a little closer to you, it's like, wait a minute, man. Don't tell me well, I just kind of threw out some numbers at him. You know what I mean? Because
that's why I wanted to call in and try to share some of the stuff I've experienced.
Dude, that's exciting, man.
I feel the same way as you. Like these things are happening to me. They happen to you. They've happened to other people. And the more we all share, the more people will honestly believe. And, everybody can have these experiences. Is the point that I'm trying to make here with all this is you just got to fully believe, bro.
That's it. You got to give in. You got to give in.
People don't understand. They play the, in and out, hot and cold. I got 1 foot in, 1 foot out type deal, right? Because, the world's great, whatever. But if you really put all your stock in Jesus, I mean, I'm all of it. I'm not talking halfway in.
His sheep know his voice.
Surrendered, completely surrendered. If you can get yourself to that point, you will start being refined. And when you start getting refined, I mean, you're going to go through it. You're gonna go through the stage
Man,
everybody
I
goes
know.
through, where they feel worthless and they don't feel worthy, and why would I ever be good enough? You'll go through that whole thing. But once you break past that ceiling of that, and you get to the other side of that, where you know that this is your calling and this is what you're meant to do, and you start putting those pieces together, that's when you start seeing the glory.
Yes,
That's when you
yes,
start having
yes.
the experiences. Because I'm telling you right now, just on my, and I'm sure you can back me up,
Mhm.
when you start to submit, and by submitting, I mean, you got to show gratitude for everything.
Everything.
People don't understand that. You got to understand that the experiences that you were sent here to have were a lesson that you needed to learn to get you to that next level.
Yeah.
So yes, okay, rape is bad. This, that, abuse, physical abuse is bad. But these things, you chose these things to experience so that you could get yourself to that next level. And that's something you got to understand, that when you were up there in heaven and chose the life path that you had to take, these are things that you chose yourself that you needed to learn to get to that next level.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, everything that you went through, because I went through it all. I mean, we can sit here and go back and forth. I can go back and forth with anybody. I've seen and experienced a lot. And I'm telling you, it can all be used for the good. I know a lot of things are that happen in this world are really bad, but you got to see the bright side of it. Even if it is that you experience that and have that story to tell to somebody else to help them feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, I think, where we got to get ourselves to.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I mean?
Sounds right. Sounds right. And you said it best when you said refined by fire, because that's what happened with me. I was refined by fire. That means that when I say, come ask me the question, you know what I mean? Like, come on. I'm trying to, push. I always do that. Let's do answer your question. You know what I mean? Because I'm refined, man. Been refined. This temple has been built for well over 12 years, maybe longer than that. I mean, fully built. You know what I mean? So what have I been doing when I talk to my guy about sin and remove? I don't mention this part. I just talk about, well, how many ones, how many sons? Because I do that because I'm trying to see how far each person's at. So how many we got full on one sons, because there's a reason for that.
We're all at different levels. I
Right.
mean, I get it. You know what I mean?
But this is the catching up. This is the catching up. This is catching up. It means that I'm trying to get everybody caught up.
Stuff has been put on a fast speed right now because of the time frame we have. So if you're accepting Jesus at this point, I mean, expect to be put in the fire pretty hot.
Yeah.
Because we have a very limited amount of time left until he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can just get back to what I was talking about as far as my stories, because I don't have too many, but another dream that I had was I went to bed one night and I fell into a good sleep, and I woke up, or when I was in my dream, I was at a banquet table. It seemed like, but it was more like a picnic. Like a barbecue almost.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that in my life had passed away was at this bar. Just the people that passed away, nobody that's currently alive. And I don't exactly, because it was kind of a quick dream, I don't exactly remember what, if anything, was said, but I just know the feelings that we felt was just pure bliss, happiness to be back with each other and have a chance to sit down and eat and have a meal together.
That's awesome.
That's
I don't have dreams. You know what I mean? I don't have dreams like that. I have dreams that are stupid.
Yeah. Another dream I had, I fell asleep, and when I came into my dream, my mom was waiting for me. And she's standing in front of this big building and takes me inside of this big building. She says, I want to show you my place. And I said, okay. So we walk up to her apartment or whatever, and we go inside, and she's showing me everything. She's like, look, I even got an extra room just for you. You can stay with me. I got a place just for us. And I'm like, what? I was like, I have a wife and kids and, all,
Right,
all this.
right.
And she's like, yeah, but I'm just saying, you can stay with me too. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
cool.
that was a cool dream because like I said, my mom had passed away several years back now. So that was a cool little thing
I'm
to
sorry
have.
about
And then the last dream that I had, which all these dreams are right around September 11th. This particular dream was in October, and I was in bed. This is in the dream. I was in bed laying there, and I think I was just like scrolling on my phone or whatever. And the next thing I know, I heard a big bang in the distance. And then within less than a second, a big white flash. And I felt like the sonic boom force. I'm guessing a bomb. I don't know. Where I lifted off of the bed, and then I could feel my soul coming out of my body.
Nice.
And starting to like but I wasn't fully, because that's when I woke up.
Right.
I wasn't fully detached from my body, but I could feel that process starting to happen. And I thought that dream was wild. Like,
it is wild.
That really got me, I was like, whoa, what are we about to do? Like World War III?
You had all those
What's
close
about
right
to
together,
happen?
didn't you?
So then I hadn't had anything really happen since October until really, I'm talking like the last couple days. About 3-4 days ago, whatever. I was laying in bed with my wife, and she's asleep, and I'm trying to convince myself to fall asleep. And I'm laying there, and I'm just about to doze off, but I was not asleep. And with my eyes closed, I could see a gold swirl, like a portal in the corner of the room of light, just start to form. Very, very, very small. And it grew and grew and grew. And it just kept coming down closer to me. And as the golden swirl got closer, as I looked in towards the center of the gold, I could see different colors like green and red and whatnot. And then I opened my eyes. As I opened my eyes, I could still see it in the corner of my room. I'm not asleep. Like I said, I'm just laying there in bed, and I'm just kind of experiencing this for a minute. And the next thing I know, I start feeling, it feels like, I want to say oil or something dripping all over my head. And I can feel it running down my head. And then I just came out of it suddenly, like back to normal, back to normal. I just kind of sat there on the edge of my bed for, I don't know how long, just like, what just happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, man.
Last night, I had the same exact experience. And one other thing, that between October and these two last visions I just told you about, I keep repeatedly seeing the number 3, either 333 or 333. I keep seeing those different numbers, same number, different numbers, all over all the time.
How many of y'all experience this? Every time you look over at the clock, it's 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, 666. Every time I look, like I'll be like, how did I look at it? I ain't looked at it an hour. How did I look over there? And it's exactly 555 or 444. You know what I mean? Like 1212. Like, I don't know how I always like it lands like that, but I started doing that about 4 or 5 years ago to us, and it's nonstop. Rachel has deja vu 5 times a day. You know what I mean? I'm like, I have one every once in a while, but 5 times a day? You know what I mean? She's like, I just had deja vu. Nobody has deja vu 3 times in one day. You know what I mean? But she does that. But I've got this video. You want to see this Purim video?
Yeah, let's watch it, bro.
All right, y'all want to watch it?
I'll let you go so you can get back at it.
Oh no, I mean, I figured y'all all want to watch it because it's real. It was pretty good. And this guy's kind of like a kind of a dry, but he's still it's an awesome story. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I would challenge out that because it's out of the Bible and it's talking. It leads up to now.
Okay. Well, hey, listen.
I loved your stories, bro. I love your stories, man. And I'm trying to like absorb them right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm still be thinking about them.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll let you go so you can get back and you can show a couple of videos, talk to some other people.
I loved your stories, man. Thank you for
The whole point of me calling in and sharing this, and I'm sure the same with you, is I just want to encourage people that once you get yourself to that point where you completely are surrendered to Jesus, and I know there's words, but it's an experience. I mean, you really got to honestly believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once you are completely there in that mindset, that what you talk is, how do you say it? When you take the sin consciousness and put the Christ consciousness on.
Right.
When you can get yourself to that point, and I mean, it's a whole process of getting there. But once you can get yourself there, I'm telling you, these things that you don't think could ever happen, or you think they're Hollywood or whatever, like I'm telling you, you will experience it.
Yeah. I'm sure that, man, look, I'm sure most of these people in here have had some huge experiences. I know Patty for Christ has. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, man, I'm going to get this video because I don't know how long everybody's want to stay on here. And I want y'all to see this. You know what I mean? 'Cause y'all about to be blown away because it has something to do with close by. Hey, Jason, I meant to tell you I love you, bro. You wouldn't get to say that. You hung up on me too fast, man. I was going to say I love you, man. Thank you for the stories, man. That was pretty awesome. Like, I'm trying to absorb them right now. Like, that was a lot, man. It's like, you said, like, I got like 3, and you had like about 6 or 7, like, pretty cool ones, man. You can type in. Yeah, I don't know how slow that thing is when it's like, and you got, but yeah, man, I want you to see this video, and I don't know how many people. I think there's like 3 people in here when I first did it, the first time, but it's this one right here.
Oh, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Okay, so a lot of you know the story of Joseph in the book of Genesis. Okay, so Joseph gets thrown into prison because Potiphar's wife yelled grape. So he's in there, and there's the chief cupbearer and the chief baker. They upset Pharaoh greatly. Now, you know how it goes. They both have these dreams the same night. Let's start in 40, verse 9. So the chief cupbearer told his dream to Joseph and said to him, "In my dream there was a vine before me. And on the vine there were 3 branches. As soon as it budded, the blossoms shot forth, and the clusters ripened into grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup and placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. Then Joseph said to him, 'This is its interpretation. 3 branches are 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your office, and you shall place Pharaoh's cup in his hand as formerly when you were his cupbearer.'" 3, 3, 3. Let's jump down to verse 16. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was favorable, he said to Joseph, "I also had a dream. There were 3 cake baskets on my head, and in the uppermost basket there were all sorts of baked food for Pharaoh. But the birds," look, if you're reading about birds in the New Testament, always a bad thing, okay? "But the birds were eating it out of the basket on my head." And Joseph answered and said, "This is the interpretation. The 3 baskets are 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will lift up your head from you and hang you on a tree, and the birds will eat the flesh from you. 3, 3, 3. Hang you on a tree, baker. So now, on the third day, verse 20, on the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday. That's interesting. He made a feast for all his servants and lifted up the head of the chief cupbearer and the head of the chief baker among his servants. He restored the chief cupbearer to his position, and he placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker, just as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet the chief cupbearer did not remember Joseph, but forgot him. That's important. Okay. Why was the cupbearer restored to his position and the baker hanged on a tree? Cupbearer, wine, blood of Jesus. Baker, bread, body of Jesus, hung on a tree. On the third day, it's the gospel, gets better. 41. After 2 whole years, kind of like 2 days in the garden from day 4 to day 6, kind of like 2 millennia from the time that Jesus died and resurrected to the Great Tribulation. Notice it said 2 whole years, not about 2 years, 2 whole years. Pharaoh dreamed that he was standing by the Nile, and behold, there came up out of the Nile 7 cows, attractive and plump, and they fed in the reed grass. And behold, 7 other cows, 7 and 7, isn't that interesting? And 7 other cows, ugly and thin, came up out of the Nile after them and stood by the other cows on the bank of the Nile. And the ugly, thin cows ate up the 7 attractive plump cows, and Pharaoh awoke. Folks, the 7-year Great Tribulation, the thin cows, the rapture, the 7-year marriage supper of the Lamb, the good cows. After 2 whole years. Folks, 2,000 years from the death of Christ. If you look at a 33 AD, takes you to 2033. Minus 7 years, the good cows, 2026. We are up in heaven for 7 years, while the thin cows are down here. Now, some will say, no, it was 2032. Why? Because there's no 0 year. Exactly. So you could be 2032 or 2033. It's the same thing. When did Jesus die? On Passover. When's Passover this year? April 1st. Does it mean we're gone April 1st? I don't know. But do you think it's really interesting that we have the 3rd blood moon on the 3rd consecutive Purim? And that starts next week. Now, if you look at the first rapture in the Bible, which is Enoch, how many generations before the flood, the wrath of God? 4. What is 7 days times 4 weeks? 28 days. When is the blood moon on Purim? March 3rd. What is 28 days from March 3rd? March 31st, putting you right on April 1st for Passover. Could that be it? I don't know. But it looks like everything's lining up, especially with Iran, and it looks like this will be the rider on the white horse because it will bring peace to Israel, because the military threat against Israel will be gone when Elam's bow is destroyed, and God will restore the rightful king. Jeremiah 49 says, I will set my throne in Elam. When you look at the Hebrew, it means the rightful throne. Prince Reza Pahlavi will be reinstituted. And folks, we're down to the last days. Remember, 2 whole years. 7 and 7. Cupbearer and baker. The blood of Jesus gives you life. The bread, the body of Jesus, was crushed and hung on a tree for you. The countdown is on.
What y'all think about that, huh? Was that pretty cool? Was that a good video? I mean, you know, I thought it was. He was pretty, that's a lot of work right there. That's pretty tight. Pretty solid looking little setup he had. Especially reading it right out of that story, you know. I mean, it's not like, that's not a dig or a reach. It just read that way, you know. MAGA making America great again, Babylon the Great. Yeah, that should be enough, y'all. Jesus is Lord. Right? Cowgirl, what you think? Tanya, what'd you think? Patty, what'd you think? Come on now. Amy? You guys still in here? I haven't even pulled up to see how many people. Yeah, what do you think, Jason? What does everybody think, man? Do y'all like it? Guitarster, is he still here? He probably left. Let's see what's going on. Really? Nobody's here? Amy, where'd everybody go, man? I was like, everybody just left me? It says 0 up here. I was about to just start calling folks. Wow, dude, I'd never noticed the wine and the bread in Joseph's story before. Yeah. Oh, it's just like, just started catching. It says 0 people are in here right now. Look. Look at this. It says 0 people are in here. I was about to call people. Who just left and didn't say bye? So y'all are all still here with it. Okay. Well, is Cowgirl still here? And Tanya, where's Tanya? I don't know why this thing and see if I got Tammy, Amy. It shows 0 current viewers, 2 chatters. This is weird. They always do me this way. Okay. All right, man. Look, I literally was like upset. I just got off the video and well, like nothing was moving. 0 people. It's showing 0 people in here. There's 0 current viewers. How can that be possible? When you guys are talking in here. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. This thing messes with my mind over here. You know, I was like, I had current, everybody was in here, and everybody just left. Yeah, yeah, they do that. They do that. I just quit looking at that thing. It don't bother me. Tanya, what'd you think? Now look, everybody's here. This is crazy. Was y'all in a commercial or something and then had to wait 5 minutes now? No, man. Look, I'm so sorry. Look, I won't ever put that thing back up again. I didn't know it did that. I thought it would stop people from, the riffraff. I didn't know it was going to be that everybody's going to. I thought it was wait 5 minutes if you to be a subscriber, not if you were a subscriber. Wait 5 minutes. You see what I'm saying? So it tricked me. I'm so sorry, guys. Please work with me one time on this, and I won't do that again. I was like freaking out, man. I was like, everybody's gone. I was just showing a video. Did y'all see everybody saw the video? Yeah, they mess with me a lot, guys. That and it's just I don't know. Maybe it's where I live, but nothing. At some point, they're gonna jerk us out of this thing. You know what I mean? It will happen eventually. Because we fly soon. I only talk to a certain amount of people, just like whoever else has talked to a certain amount of people does. Until there ain't no more to talk to, and then we fly. That makes sense. Everybody has their roles or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just, I promise you, nobody will be greater than the other because it's a catching up. Catching up. That's what it is. Being caught up. What is it? Is this like what I've been doing this stuff, some of this stuff for years and years and years. Recently, everybody's been, like catching it. Since September 23rd, 24th, everybody's been catching it. Where's Tanya at? I'm going to call her, man. Be like, send her a text. Be like, come back. I need her. I want to know what she thought, man. I know. But yeah, guys, I don't know. I mean, where'd Kern go? I'm thinking about where'd Kern go. That was really for like him. It was his Purim, you know what I mean? Like he was talking about Purim, and I was like, I know he'll like it. But yeah, am I getting glitching right now? Am I glitchy? I'll go back to this thing, man. I do that so I can see what y'all are saying, and y'all can see what you're saying afterwards. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was. I hope that story wasn't like. I hope it kind of like cleared things up for you. Just we talk about that, and after the, whatever. But I thought y'all might enjoy that tonight. I just wanted to kind of open up and tell you the story. I'm gonna call. Where'd you go? Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. Oh, I got you. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, all right, all right. I will. I ain't seen him since earlier today. All right, bye. Bye. I'll call. Yeah, I'll call and check on him. All right, bye, bye. No problem. So yeah, she's at work. So she said she stuck around as long as she could. Where's Kern at, man? That was really for him too. You know what I mean? Like, I thought he probably said I ain't coming back in that 5 minute thing. You know what I mean? I won't put that on there no more, guys. But look, man, I am, like I say, I know that you guys, it's a Tuesday night, and tomorrow I have to go to the doctor at 5, or the hospital at 5, and get an ultrasound. So I'll probably, if I'm not late or not on here, it'll be the next day. You know that, or it'll be the next day, or I'll be on here if I get out of there early, real fast or something, and come straight home. It'd be just a little late. But then it's cool. Cowgirl, I love you. I had a great time tonight. Tammy gave me a lot of good videos too. I'm just going to have to put them together and figure them out. You know what I mean? Ultraviolet sound for what? Ultraviolet sound. Ultraviolet sound. I don't know. Was it say something about ultraviolet sound? Ultraviolet sound for what? Oh. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. There's something going on. I don't know. This is real weird, huh? This tonight, like the way this thing's acting. I didn't say it. It's like being real slow. Real slow. All the feed slow or whatever. Didn't mean to write that ultrasound. Ultrasound's what I meant. Yeah. Okay, I didn't catch on to that because I'm a dummy. But yeah, I ultrasound in my pelvis area to see why I'm having pains in my legs. I'm having a pain run down my inner thigh, down to my knee and back up my leg, to the point I don't ever get good sleep. I go to sleep, but I wake up hurting till I have to get up because it don't stop hurting until I stand up. So, I rarely get some decent, good sleep. And the last couple of days, the medicines the doctor put me on, like, what is it? A big old dose of alvastatin, a testosterone shot along with Ozempic, and he's got me like loopy and can't sleep. I think I should sleep good tonight, but I mean, gosh, at some point you got to go down. At one point you got to go down. Oh, let me go and check on Lord D. Sage real quick to make sure he's okay. I ain't seen or heard from him. I don't know, like most of my sometimes my internet acts up out here or something, but it's been doing pretty good lately. Been doing pretty decent lately. Francis, I'm sorry you had to fight through that crap to come back in here. I'm gonna fix that tomorrow. I didn't know that. Like I say, features are stupid, and I should have just dumped it when y'all told me it the first time. But it's in kind of, yeah. But it's like not really like a real. I don't think it. He checked me for cancer and all. I don't have none of that. So he said, he's just gonna check it out. But we will pray. I got a lot of prayers to say tonight. Anybody else got some prayers they need? Prayers they need. We're gonna work on. Like I say, I'm trying to work on getting those t-shirts. I'm gonna figure out how to get them, and we'll work it out. Get some good, decent looking t-shirts. Get that going, and I don't know how tomorrow's gonna work out. I'm gonna try to get on. I'm gonna try, even if maybe I do live out of the hospital. I don't think y'all want to see my ultrasound. We'll just do a live straight up. I'll just from the hospital bed. But Kern said, man, you've been on fire lately, so it must have been a decent story, right? Must have been pretty good. Had your attention. Because that's what I want to do, you know. I was like, man, I didn't really, so I just tell the story. Yeah, I see way more, like comment. And Tanya had to get off because she was at work. And then she told me to call and check on her son. So I just did, and he ain't answered me back yet. He was yawning all day, so I know he done fell asleep. But look, I love you guys, and I know I normally stick around them close to 10, but I'm very tired, and I'm kind of like run out of things to talk about at this moment. I don't want to show you another video because I'm gonna put together something real good either tomorrow or the next day, and we're gonna take off. Guitar, look, where you guys were at, where were y'all at? In some kind of commercial hell or something? Were y'all in commercial hell? Because I literally or commercial heaven. As I thought you guys just totally dissed me. Is Karen gonna pop up here? I thought he dissed me too. Look, let me show you what it was showing me. I come out of that video and I was like, where's everybody at? And I come over to look at the dock station. And this is what, now it says I have 3 people. I know I got more than that here. It says I got 4 in the chat and 3 in the current room. So I don't know, man. Hey, Zone, dude, I'm so sorry, man. Look, I'll never use them features again, ever. I thought I was fixing something. I just broke it. You know? Always something. Pray for them furry animals. All right, we'll pray for them furry animals. We will. I'm expecting Kern to pop up back up here now. I thought I'd done run him off. Because y'all kind of popped in that same kind of way when y'all came in the first time. And I was like, man, this is weird. I sat in here forever, like, by myself. Let's see if I can find Kurt. Real quick. He gave some pretty cool stories, too. Pretty cool story. Where is Kern's number at? It comes up when he calls. Jason Kern, are you with me? Where you at, man? But Guitarster, what'd you think about the story? Did it intrigue you, man? Did it I don't know. Yeah, now it says I have 4. It says I have 4 at this point. Somebody, Kern, you in here, dude? I know he was all into it, man. I have a cool story you will love. Actually, I will next time we are here together, if you like. I think the room is dead tonight. Here he is. Look, it's not dead. Look, there's some kind of like glitch going on here that I don't normally have. Oh, okay. I was like, dude, everybody dissed me, man. And then everybody started like slowly like falling back in. But like I said, I put this feature on there because I thought it meant you had to be a subscriber for 5 minutes before you could, or be in the live chat for 5 minutes before you could be a subscriber. What it means is you literally can't get in here as a subscriber until after 5 minutes into a live chat. So you guys are watching my stuff, but I can't say nothing. Because that's what it is, and it don't show. That's why I'm seeing more people in the chat, or I don't know, it's backwards. I don't know. Now it says I have 7 people in the chat. So I don't know, man. It's but yeah, I will definitely do that. We'll get back on here tomorrow. I just, like I said, I'm tired. I'm kind of like too tired to do this tonight, really. And I got to go to the doctor tomorrow, and I don't want to do that either. I don't want to do that either. You know, I'm just talking about, like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go at 5 o'clock in the evening. Why didn't they put me at 8 o'clock in the morning or something? Or, 1 o'clock. Why 5 o'clock in the evening? I'm not staying the night for ultrasound. I can't take that long. Yeah, I'm in shadow band or something. Love you, Kern. Hey, love them stories, bro. That was awesome. I got my mind thinking, man. When somebody tells you a story like that, you're kind of like in a zone, like trying to picture it. That's how it is, So I was trying to picture it when you were saying each thing, and you absorb it. That's what I was saying. I'll absorb it. At least some of it. Maybe I'll have one of those experiences like that. I don't know. Everybody has a different one. But Guitarster, Kern, Wilson, Miss Francis, I love your little fur babies and all that, and I'll pray for them. And that room is dead because a feature I put on here. I was trying to keep out riffraff, and I think I kept out the everything. Ain't too bad. I noticed I had Trump on there tonight doing his State of the Union speech. So yeah, I do too. I just gotta, some of them you gotta take it in waves, man. I gotta try to remember as many as I've had. But what I mean, like some of them, I gotta remember the coolest ones. You know what I mean? Some of them, I don't want it to be dry. Like I was trying to like give you the sounds and then how the way everything was, And it was pretty good with this mic and all this stuff. I mean, it makes the sounds, gives me that. Hello, this is God. Gives you all the sounds you want, but pretty cool. I like it. It was fun doing it on here, it felt like I was telling a little story of a book, Yeah, throw the numbers up. Yeah, at one point we had like a little group in here. Cowgirl was in here. Look, when I went to the thing, Cowgirl was in here. She's gone. But I'm sure everybody don't want to fight through this, whatever this is, to getting in this live. I don't either. I don't even, it's boring waiting on y'all to get back. Oh, come on, Dish, call, man. You can tell it. Oh, you don't know it? Man, you do know my number. Quit doing that, man. Call my number. You text me all the day and don't know my number? Oh, you want somebody else to call. Okay, got you. Okay, I'm being slow. Every time I think everybody's gone, everybody pops back up. That's wild. I'm over here typing in the wrong thing. I think everybody's gone. Everybody pops back up. I didn't know. I gave up. I was like, no. All right, here we go. I don't really know why I put that number in there. I think everybody in here has my real number. What's up, bud? You there?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. I got you, bud.
Cool. Yeah, much.
Whoa. I am I'm getting some really crappy internet service and phone service tonight.
Yeah. I have a landline too I can call you on, but can you hear me okay?
Oh, I can hear you good.
Okay, good. So hopefully Frances is still in the chat. I think she's really going to appreciate this story. Okay, so I don't know. I did mention a couple times, like my cat, the love of my life, my little kitty cat, died last January, a year ago last month. I had her for like, I think she was like 18 years old. So she had an awesome life, Frances. She was treated very well, but I mourned her for months. I mean, cried. I used to break down and cry on the way to work in the car. For like 3 months after she died, because I loved her so much. And my best friend in the whole world, he lives probably about 4 hours drive away from here, but he loved the cat as well. We're cat guys, and we always have. Like, he would send me pictures of her and stuff, and just reminisce about her. But the other day, he sent me a picture. Can you still hear me? I got to keep checking in.
Yeah,
man,
I can hear
because
you,
I know
man.
the service is-
You're good. You're good. You sound good.
All right, perfect. He sent me a picture, and it was a generated picture, and it was a black cat with a white tuft of fur on her chest, and she was sitting on a velvet pillow and had like a velvet crown, like you would see like the older like Victorian type royalty crowns, and a little like, just to give you a little bit of context, it was my cat. Like, it was the black cat that I owned that we were mourning, and she had that white tuft of hair on her chest. It was obviously, I just assumed he ate this in an AI app.
Yeah.
Just a little reminiscing thing to send to me as a little nicety or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. It's Pussawus. That was her name, Pussawus. And so I think, oh, that's sweet. I'm like, where'd you make that? He said, I didn't make it. He's like, it just came up on my Facebook feed. And I'm like, dude, yeah, whatever. Like, stop capping me, right? And so listen, I'm like really like into conspiratorial stuff and like really like spiritual things. And like when like something happens that's a real coincidence, I'm like, wow, I think there's a deeper meaning to it. I think in dreams and stuff like that. He's not at all like that, and he just thinks I'm a kook. Okay,
Right.
So, but I was like, I'm like, dude, you're crapping me. Like, there's no way that just randomly showed up on your Facebook page. So what it was, there's this company, I guess, and I forget what it's called, but they are promoting sending, like, you memorialize your pet with these little things that they'll send you. Like, they'll send you these generated pictures that you can make of your cat or your dog or whatever. Yeah. And this was just an example of one that you could get, right? But this just randomly showed up, man. It was and we used to call her Princess Puss all the time. And like, this picture comes through in his Facebook feed, and I don't have Facebook. I've never seen this stuff before, but he sent it to me, and it came up in his Facebook. It was so clearly a message from the cat from heaven. I swear it had to be. And we didn't even know until after. We were still looking at the picture, and like, our eyes started to well up and everything. Like, we were talking to each other on the phone, and the cat, we even noticed after, there was like, in addition to the crown and the velvet robe the cat had on, there was a little jewel, like a little jeweled necklace around her neck, and it was in front of the little white tuft of fur on her chest, and it was like a little heart. And the cat's actual official name was Jewel. My mom named her Jewel because she had that white patch on her, and it looked like a little pearl necklace that she was wearing. But I've always had cats all my life, and my cats always get an official name, but we always end up calling them Puss.
Yeah.
Here, Puss, Puss, here, kitty, kitty, right?
That was my nickname in school.
But yeah. So anyway, man, I just ended up eventually calling her Pussawus, and that was her new name, but her name was always Jewel. So anyway, just to backtrack, year after the cat died, we get this picture, exact. It's frighteningly accurate to her in her glorified body, in her little robe and her crown, on a velvet pillow, sent to him. And just to add another layer to this, he's not saved. He doesn't believe in Jesus. He mocks God. He laughs at me when I mention it, and I'm very upset about it. And I'm mourning him in that sense because I know what's about to happen. And I've been praying to God to open my friend's heart to receive the Lord. And I did it. I said, Lord, do whatever you need to do. Do it however you want. And I feel like if it wasn't the cat that is trying to talk to my friends, who he loved very dearly, I feel like it's the Lord saying to him, look, heaven Israel, because Pussawus is here with me. And if you want to see her again, you have to.
Almost. Hello? Bad what? What? That's horrible. Hey, can you still hear me? It just cut out right in the best part of the story. Bro, call me back. Call me back for that one. Call me back. Gotta hear the rest of that little. That's the little part. Like the Lord said Israel and then blue. But I kind of know where you was going with that though. Cowgirl said, oh, we got 23 people watching. And that message has been up there a minute, but I just really paid attention to what you said. Said, hey, 23 people are watching, but it shows 3. I think it's a feature I put on here, man. So like obviously, what's up? Trey the Chosen, what's up? Glad you're in here, man. So yeah, we just kind of put a feature on here that if you want to chat, you gotta subscribe, you know. Instead of just coming in and not, you know, we'll get so much riffraff. I'll stop some of the riffraff, I think. Glad you're in here, Trey. Glad to be a part of it, man. We've been having a long talk. How long you been in here? Like, did you listen to most of what was up? That was talked about this evening? I don't know because I couldn't tell really. Like, some people say that 23 people, it don't show 7 on my screen, you know. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to tell. I don't think I'm gonna put that feature on the computer no more. But glad you're a part of it, man. You got any stories to tell? A story to tell or something? Dish, where you at, man? Did you dropped your call, but it was right in the best little part, man. I get it. It dropped your call right in the best little part. I don't know. Trey, everybody, if most people in here know that they've been experiencing like a little bit of a glitchy thing, but today, I don't know, along with, might have something to do with solar flares or something. I don't know. Rachel said it was real red outside and misty. But we've had a lot of like little rapture talks and spiritual experiences we talked about tonight. That was pretty cool. Everybody had a little something to add. It was nice, man. And we'd love to hear yours too, you know, hang out. But yeah, what's up? And oh, oh no. Ain't doing that. Doing that. Man, quit doing that, man. Quit doing that. I don't want nothing to do with that, bro. Leave me alone, man. That's what I want you to do. Leave me alone. Please, just leave me alone. You've done enough. So we're good. You do you, and I do me. We be all good. Yeah, obviously not for you, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a little issue. I don't want to talk about it over here on this. I think y'all might know what it is, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But Dishpan, you know what it is. You got booted out of it last night, bud. You little man. You know, we were laughing last night. Me and him was laughing because he was like seriously, like kind of like he was. He's kind of offended. You know what I mean? Because he didn't do nothing. He really didn't do anything. It was totally Lord Jesus saves. You know, it was my. You know, he don't care if he don't care. You know what I mean? But Dish got the brunt of it. You know what I mean? Like it was totally, but it wasn't him. So he was literally like telling the truth. But he goes into the chat. You know, this. You know, I'm not going. But anyway, he goes to the chat. There's only 2 people in there, and I was watching, or I at least watched afterwards. It just popped up on my and it was. him getting booted out of a 2-person room, and he comes to me and he was like, I said, man, what happened? And he was mad. I said, dude, you gotta suck to get kicked out of a 2-person room. You know what I mean? He was like, we both busted out laughing. We just had, I laughed about him, some of the things he did last night, just some of the stuff he said. I mean, I couldn't sleep because of it, because I was in there giggling. I'd be laying there and I would go, right beside Rachel, just thinking about him, man. Just some of his reactions to stuff, it just, it's like a buddy from high school. You just start laughing your butt off. That's how I felt last night. He had me laughing. I would sit there, I'd get quiet for a minute, then I was like, I got to get out of here. I'm going to giggle her awake. You know what I mean? So I'll go there, stand at the door for a minute, bust out laughing. And then, he just how serious he was when he was seriously so mad. And he had every right to be, but, it was like a 2-person room, dude. Come on, man. You can't even make it through it. You can't even be the second person. Oh, we had a good time about that, man. Me and him was laughing. He was first he was mad, then he started laughing, So it was funny. It was funny. Yeah, you gotta really suck to get, I'm just playing with you, man. You know that. He's a funny guy. Like he make me laugh. Oh, I've laughed with him 2 nights in a row until I think I'm like, I can't sleep. I can't sleep because I'm just I done stayed awake till 2, and I know if I go lay down 3, 4, 4:30. I'm like, man, it's time to drink coffee, man. I gave up. If I did sleep, I don't remember the dream. So tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. But yeah, man, I literally just about got a phone call, dude, and I don't know what fixation is, on this little deal, but I don't want nothing to do with it. Nothing. I'm tired of it. You give people a chance and they do 2 or 3, it's like, dude, no, you're a grown man. Go be a grown man and then somewhere else, But I'm not going to say, and you guys, you know what? You know what it is. The name of which we shall not mention. Anyway, you know how they say in that movie? So yeah, this chat thing comes up so slow tonight. So we're not worried. But literally, Trey said, hey, and he said nothing else. Trey the Chosen. But I'm glad you're in here, man. It must mean you subbed up, which is cool. We'll hear your story tomorrow. I got, like I say, be at the doctor, and then that's at 5. So how long do you think it takes to take an ultrasound? I mean, anybody been through that? An ultrasound, just a little, isn't that quick deal? Don't they do that with pregnant women and stuff? They're gonna do me like I'm a pregnant woman and get up in there and I get to see the baby. I finally get to see the baby. If it's twins, I'm gonna be mad. Like the twins were pushing against my legs and hurting. No. My daughter has my grandbaby this month. I don't know but she said she was 1 centimeter dilated. Is that much? I can't remember. It's been a while. Is that much? Is that a few weeks out, or is that like, so a week out, or what is that? Amy, sweetheart, look, I don't know, man. I'm never going to mess with the functions on this thing again. I was trying to keep out riffraff, and I did it a little too good and kept out everything. Oh my gosh. But you know what? We did have a good time telling story night. This was a storytelling night of we did Sermon on the Mount this week. We did, Kern's still here? What up? We did Sermon on the Mount, Psalms 91, Psalm 23, John 3:16. You want them read? You want them read real fast? Is that what you want? We do John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. For whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Amen. Psalm 91. We'll do it. Yeah, we claiming it over all you people, all us people. We claim all that. Amen. And we pray for the other channel, which we shall not mention, that they do well and they move on and we move on. Good luck in your future endeavors, and we go Saturday night jam night. Guys, will be private, so all of you will have an easier time than getting in like this, because all of you will be in the private already. But if you're not part of this, you can't get in the private. And we'll know if we got a Judas. And guess what? You can play any music you want to in a private. So we'll do it like that. And we'll jam out. We won't have no interruptions or, you can't tell on nobody because it's private. But if you're subbed up, then we will. We'll have a good time and we won't get messed with. Right. We won't get messed with. We'll do it like that. Amen. But you can't stop them from doing it if we're public, and we ain't gonna grow, but I don't care about growing. This is where we're worshiping on Saturday night. We can't if we can't grow off the message in the stories, you know what I mean? We just, but it looks like we are. We got Trey. I forgive you, man. You're forgiven. JW, you're forgiven. In the name of Jesus Christ, you're forgiven. But I ain't forgetting. So go away, man. Quit that. I'm going to block you. Would y'all please, pray over this situation, with the thing, Richard, hey, thank you guys. Look, all you have to do is sub and you can join the chat but we're going to start doing it like that instead of the other way around, because we get too much demonic acting activity up in here. But yeah, we're gonna hang out and we're gonna worship together and praise Jesus, and that's not a night for theology, and it's about playing your song. You bring your songs, we'll play those songs, and we'll play our songs and your songs and those songs, and we'll have just a great old grand old Jesus good time, right? And Trey, you can bring your songs, and Richard and Jay, everybody will just have a good time like we normally do, except without, man, you can't be CP'd if you copyrighted if you're in a private. It's only if you're playing it in a public setting. We're not. We're exclusive. We're gonna be all exclusive, private. And if that don't work, we just charge $1 and that'll put everybody out. I mean, all the bad ones. They don't pay $1 to be bad. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't pay $1 to be bad. It wouldn't be worth it. And we'll just return the $1 at the end of the show. Sound like a good one? Sound like a pretty good one to me. But $1 up front to act bad. You're forgiven, bro. Go. Forgiven. I forgive you. I forgive you in the name of Jesus Christ. You're forgiven. Hope you have a wonderful. I'm not even going to read them because I'm not, I don't want to ruin my night, you know what I mean, by reading crap, because it really is. It's got plumb ridiculous. I don't want no problems. No problems. But guys, you have a great night, and I praise Jesus, and so I call we like I say, Kern said 91, 23, and 316 always, but all of them always, you want me to read them, or you mean to we just all know them, and tomorrow we will pray for that everything to be okay with everybody, and everybody's been kind of tired tonight. They started out that way. Everybody, Vicky left. Vicky, she said she was feeling bad. Tanya was working. I don't know if Guitarster's in here. I'm sure he is still, probably. But normally we'd bob off at about 10 on work nights, because I know you guys all got to go to work. And I put together some material. So we can have a good time. But yeah, I like to say that sleeping, I got to get me some sleep tonight. And just don't forget, you have the flu, Catherine. I pray for you, Catherine. Look, let's go ahead and pray over this situation. And this is the way we're going to do it. We're going to do it like the Sermon on the Mount says do it. Everybody put your hands up like this. We're going to say our Heavenly Father in just a second. You're right. But right now, we're going to bow our heads. And let's do about a 30-second silent prayer, a real prayer. You say it in your head. Okay? And I got several people I got to pray over, or pray for. I don't pray over, I pray for. Pray with. All right, let's pray together, guys. All right, let's what's that prayer we normally say before we get off here? That's a real prayer. That one right there that you just said, that's the one on the inside that you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say it on the inside, not on the outside where everything can hear it. But what's that how that one start we normally do? Y'all know what time it is when we do that one. That's right. Catherine Stanton said, yeah, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, it will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Deliver us from the evil one, Lord. For thine is the power and the glory forever and ever and ever. Look, guys, amen. Let me tell you something. That's when I say it like that, it's because understand that is a chant. That is not the prayer. The prayer is said on the inside. It's a deep one. And when you get to trespasses, transgression, give to me this day which you're going to give me, Father, in the Spirit. That's daily bread. I give me my spiritual food, Father, whatever you're going to deliver to me. I'm sorry for whatever it is I did. You know what I mean? Forgive me for what I did or what I did to another, and I'll fix it with them, and I will fix it with you. Okay? And that's kind of like an outline. When you chant that, it's an outline of what you're supposed to say. So, I always try to tell you guys that, because I want you to think deeply on that one. When you say it like that, we say it together. So we say the outline together. It's not, you say it out loud like that. It's not real. It's to get that, learn that, learn that, how you say it. First Thessalonians 5:21 KJV. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. That's very good, Martin. Guys, thank you, Martin, for coming in tonight. And I see a few names like Richard. Thank you, Kern. You guys are always great. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to ashamed, rightly divided the word of truth. That's pretty cool, man. I like it. I like it. Good job, guys. Good job. I love you guys. I had a good time with you tonight, telling you that stories, and I just hope that you all have a good tomorrow, and I hope that we'll get together tomorrow. Like I say, if I can get home by 7, we're gonna do it. I don't see why a place that's 20 minutes away, a place that's 20 minutes away would be about 2 hours. What happened, bud? About 2 hours, depends on what. Oh, it takes that long? Oh my God, man. I'm not going to be, I'm sorry for that, but I'm not going to be back in time. I don't know. I thought it was just real easy. It's just like, I thought they just put a thing up to you and you leave, you know? But they hooking me up? They better feed me. They'd be like, you can't eat and drink for 5 hours. No, it ain't working like that. It ain't working like that. Please prune me. Please clean my heart. Fill my lamp with oil. Help me become the man you want me to help. I love that. And help me find my purpose. In Jesus' name, amen. I love that, dude. What a beautiful little prayer. That was awesome. I love it. Man, I hope it don't take no 2 hours. I guess I won't be on here tomorrow. I don't know, because 6, 7, 8, you know, I don't know if it takes that long. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with me other than he just wants to check me out. He's checking me out, new doctor. But guys, yeah, that was beautiful. I like that, man. Please prune me. Please clean my heart. Fill my lamp with oil. Help me become the man you want me to be. Help me find my purpose in Jesus. That's like almost like another way of saying it. That's like like a more like deeper. Yeah, I get it. Uncertainties, yeah. He's like I say, he's thinking, man, that something's pinching nerves or something in my legs. Praying you get a good night's sleep. Yeah. Thank you, Richard. I just like to say it hadn't been great last couple nights, but that shot and that other shot, I seem to be messing with it a little bit. And then I ran out of like one of my medicine, and I don't know, maybe it's in my head. Then giggling about dishpan for about 2 hours didn't help, and then random times in the morning. I just kept thinking about him, laughing at him, man. It was just funny. He's a hoot. He's one funny dude. And then he'll tell a story. He's good at them. He's funny at telling little stories too. Had me laughing. And then, send me funny texts. Lord Jesus Saves. He kept me on there for about, 6 hours of talking to him today about straight up Bible, and I talked to probably about 5 other people. I mean, y'all know it. Y'all know who you are. You know who you are. It's just a nonstop thing for me now. That's what's cool. Rachel's like, dang, how long you been on the phone? Well, it's just part of it, part of it. It's when you got a ministry, you're like, it has many people that need want to hear from you and want your opinion on something, or whatever. They want to tell you about something. Send you a video, laugh, have a good time. And I'm a good time Jason, so I can't help it. But that's like a buddy from high school, dishpan is. That tripped me out, man. I don't know. I think probably his picture trips me out too. You know what I mean? Oh, you changed it, dude. I like the mohawk. But good. Y'all have a good night, man, and have a blessed day tomorrow. Everybody be safe, and I'll see you the next day, and we'll have a good time. This will be my only first day off, and how long's it been? Do you guys remember? It's been before. Last time I took off was Christmas, right around Christmas. So, and then I'll take probably another one off to go on my daughter's birthday. Teacher, maybe you have medication changes can cause insomnia. It may be just in my head. I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, Yeah, they call me old Puss Wuss. That's what they call me. That was my high school nickname, old Puss Wuss. Ultrasound shouldn't take that long. Yeah, it's I hope not. Martin said 2 hours. I want to play you every scene in rain on a sunny day. That's what I'm talking about, dude. That rain was crazy, man. That rain was crazy. It was just straight up. Instead of like shh, like rain sounds, just you know, you hear every little drop hit, and like, what is up? And the next thing you know, it was straight up walking. Crazy, dude. But yeah, I love you guys. Have a good night. Martin, I had a good time with you. Trey, glad you came in. Richard, just seeing some faces that, seeing some cool new faces and all the old good faces. I mean, the other young, old faces. I don't know how to say it. I don't say it the right way tonight. But I love you guys. And, you can hit me up, call me, text me, or send me emails. Daily Oil 77 at, man, I don't want to say it out loud, gmail.com. And then from there we can work other ways to get in touch with me. I just got a screen, some little problems. But other than that, I love you guys and have a good night. Be blessed. And all right.